Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. The book is Fight Oligarchy, Bernie Sanders. It is out everywhere. You can get it on Amazon.com. You can go to a local bookstore, which is always a good idea. Support a local bookstore, and I'm sure the author of this book will appreciate that. Bernie Sanders, Senator, thank you for coming.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. This book, when you walked in, we talked about it is not big, but it is something that you've been talking about for many, many years. What is the importance of writing this now? Because you just got off a tour with the same name about fighting oligarchy.
I think, Tim, this is kind of an unprecedented moment in American history. And I think what the book touches on are issues that the media in general, my colleagues in Congress are not very comfortable dealing with. And that is power and wealth. Who owns the country? How's that? Pretty simple question.
Yeah.
Who really has the power? And what we are looking at right now is a moment in history where we have more income and wealth inequality than we've ever had. And I think what the American people have got to decide is whether they are comfortable with a situation in which one person, Mr. Musk, owns more wealth than the bottom 52% of American households. Is that really what America is supposed to be about? Top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 93%. And while the very richest people in America are becoming phenomenally richer, 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck.
It's a huge problem. And I think that most Americans would hear those numbers and think that there's a big problem where you have one person controlling more wealth than 52% of the country, which is probably around 150 million people, maybe more. And that also is a huge problem for democracy. There's a huge problem for democracy. Trump, Kamala Harris, anybody in my lifetime that has been, outside of yourself, that has been a contender for the presidency from a major political party is backed usually by the same groups of people. They're very wealthy lobbyists, donors. The donor class is incredibly powerful. The landmark Supreme Court decision to regard political donations as speech. Right?
Citizens United.
Citizens United, thank you. The name escaped me. I can donate as much money as I want to a candidate, and it's considered speech.
That's right.
Where did we go wrong? Was it always as bad as it is now?
Look, people with money always had power. But Citizens United Supreme Court decision opened the door in creating a very corrupt campaign finance system. And you said it all. Right now, in the Republican Party, Mr. Musk himself contributed $270 million to help elect Trump. And then he was given the opportunity to be the most powerful person in government for many, many months. Democratic billionaires play a very important role in selecting who the Democratic candidates are, and in a sense, through their money, kind of controlling what those candidates will stand for and what they will fight for. So the power of money right now, today, is extraordinary in both political parties. And if we're going to save American democracy, we've got to get rid of this. In my view, we've got to get rid of this campaign, this Citizens United Supreme Court decision, and you got to move to public funding of elections. So in other words, if you want to run against me, I shouldn't be able to outraise you 10 to 1 or 50 to 1. I do that, I'm going to beat you every time. All right? You show that you have support. You deserve a certain amount of public funding. I will get the same amount of funding. Go for it. Your idea is better than mine, then you win the election. Let's have campaigns based on ideas, not billionaires putting huge amounts of money into ugly 30-second ads.
For the Supreme Court to reverse the Citizens United decision, in your estimation, what would have to happen?
Well, this Supreme Court ain't going to do it.
Right.
We're going to have to the congressional action. We can do it through Congress.
And how would you do it through Congress?
Well, you do it through legislation. Basically, which says that you outlaw super PACs, among other things. That's the first thing.
Who are the main opponents of this in Congress? If this were to come on the floor, I'm not asking you to call out names.
Well, I'll call out names. Mitch McConnell was one of the leaders in the effort.
Right.
As a Republican. But the big money interests love this.
Right.
Why wouldn't they? If you're a billionaire, you want to pick your candidate for president, hey, what's a few $100 million to you? It's a great, they love it. Money talks, and they like that process.
Is the Democratic Party, in your view, a bigger obstacle to your ideas becoming mainstream than the Republican Party?
No. Look, the Republican Party in the last 15 years under Trump has undergone a major transformation. It used to be kind of a conventional George W. Bush, a center-right party, right? That's what it was. It represented the wealthy, corporate interests, banks, etc. What Trump has done is really transformed that party. He won more working class votes than did Kamala Harris. And he has created in the Republican Party a right-wing extremist party. And also what worries me is not only their ideology, is this cult of the individual. You know what I'm talking about when I mention that, Tim?
Explain it, but
what I mean is
I
that,
do.
Look, it's one thing. You're a Republican, I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat, I'm a Democrat. We argue amongst ourselves. Your job is to represent your congressional district, your state, if you're in the Senate. Right now in the Republican Party, with very few exceptions, and there are some, they follow what Trump says, and they are afraid to move in any different direction. I'll give you one example, a very clear example. A guy named Tom Tillis. That name mean anything to you?
Yeah.
Tom is a conservative, senator from North Carolina. So the guy made the mistake of actually reading this big, beautiful bill that Trump brought forth. He concluded, he says, it's going to be a disaster for North Carolina. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to lose their health care. Health care premiums are going to soar. I can't vote for this. The next day, Trump was all over social media attacking this guy, and the billionaires were saying, we are going to spend unlimited amounts of money to defeat you in your primary. A day later, Mr. Tillis said, bye-bye, I'm out of here. I don't need this crap.
And he retired.
He retired.
Yeah.
Because he was going to face a very, very difficult primary. And that's what it is right now. You are a congressman. You kind of disagree with Trump on this. Are you really going to open your mouth and have Elon Musk saying, okay, we're going to primary you. My guy's going to get $50 million to beat you.
My wonder is, because I look at, and I agree with you, and everything you just said, 100%, the Republican Party's become a cult of personality. When somebody goes, we're going to release the Epstein files, and then they don't, and then everybody moves on, and then they go, what about Jimmy Kimmel? 100%. My question, though, is the climate in which, because there's no doubt the Republican Party's undergone a transformation, but also the Democratic Party seems to have undergone a similar transformation away from working people and towards college-educated, credentialed, managerial types that, have 4-year degrees, have graduate degrees, live in urban centers, are more concerned with social politics than they are economic politics. And the Democratic Party seems to have diverted a lot of energy from the economic message that you championed into kind of the social justice sphere, which has proven pretty unpopular with a lot of those working class voters that went to Trump. All
right, let me answer you by saying yes and no.
Okay.
How's that?
It's a great answer.
After all, I am a United States Senator. What do you expect from me?
Yes and no is a good answer.
All right, let's start it off. 50 years ago, when Harry Truman was president, certainly when FDR was president, you walk out on the street, you say to somebody, which political party in America represents the American working class? Answer, Democratic Party, right? Yeah. Everybody knew that.
Yes.
That was the answer. In the 1970s, some Democratic leaders became very, very smart, you see. And they said, hey, Republicans are getting all of this money from corporations and the rich. What are we knocking our brains out? Why don't we do the same, right?
Right.
Let's start hustling some money from big money interest. And that began the process of moving the Democratic Party away from the working class of this country. Now, when we talk about social issues, I think the Democrats deserve credit for fighting for women's rights, which I happen to believe is extremely important, the right of women to be able to control their own bodies. And through a lot of reasons, grassroots activism, the women's movement, and the Democratic Party, we have made some real progress. You know, like 40 or 50 years ago, you looked at Congress, there were almost no women there at all.
Yeah.
Right? No women governors, etc. Right now, you got women who are cops, they're sheet metal workers, they're United States Senator. We have made progress. Democrats deserve credit for helping to do that. In terms of ending bigotry, look, I'm a little bit older than you, but I can remember when I was a kid. No great secret. If you were black in the South, massive amounts of segregation. You couldn't drink at a bloody water fountain. Your kids couldn't go to an integrated school. You know, the civil rights movement, Dr. King and others, along with Democrats, Lyndon Johnson, etc., helped end bigotry in this country. At least took us a long way to ending bigotry. I think that's important. Gay rights. Hey, how many years ago? 30 years ago, would you ever believe that we have gay marriage in America?
No, I mean, and those things are all 100% very good things that happened. But I do look at the last election, and I think there seems to be, and you may agree, an outsized focus on cultural and social issues that to many people are a luxury. And not to everyone, but to a lot of people, they're a luxury.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Okay. So the point is not that fighting for women's rights or ending racism in this country or homophobia, those are good things. But if your point is that in that whole process, the Democrats more or less turn their backs on the working class of this country and the enormous crises facing working people, I would agree with you, if that's your point.
Chris Hedges, who's a writer, has described it as you have the Republican Party, which is a party about oligarchy, where you have very powerful individuals. Some of them own companies, some of them run hedge funds or private equity or whatever it is, and they have tons of power. And the Republican Party seems to have embraced that. You see all of the tech people lining up with President Trump. But Chris Hedges has described the Democratic Party as more of a corporation where you have a lot of wealthy interests that have gotten together. And while it's not as unpredictable and chaotic as a bunch of different oligarchs, it also immiserates the lives of people because the core economic concerns of the population on issues like healthcare, housing, aren't being addressed.
Absolutely.
So my question to you is, you know, for example, there are a lot of ideas that a lot of people can get behind. One of the things I think that hurts the Democratic Party is the perception of that party as not being fully competent when it comes to public safety. There's a lot of cities in America that are primarily run by Democrats that are cities that large swaths of those cities you wouldn't want to live in. There are tent cities, there are people out and using drugs and overdosing, and there is crime, and there are home invasions. Businesses are fleeing those cities. And once vibrant city centers of places like Portland or San Francisco, although San Francisco is getting a little better now because of AI companies moving in, but once vibrant American cities have become, you know, places that people wouldn't want to live. And a lot of people associate that with Democrats, you know, experimenting with programs that get rid of bail or prioritizing someone's right to not feel like they're being, you know, their rights are being infringed on with the greater good of keeping the streets safe. Mm-hmm. And the worry with Mamdani, who I think says a lot of good things, the worry with him from a lot of people that I talk to is that that his policies are going to increase crime in New York City. Because what he's going to do is he's going to take money from the police and he's going to fund these people that are, he wants people to go out that are not police, that are not trained in the use of deadly force, and maybe they're trained in mental health, or other schools of thought, and they're going to confront people.
All right. Mamdani can speak a lot better for himself than I can. I'm supporting him. In fact, I'll be back in New York City Sunday to do a rally with him. I hope very much he wins. I think he has the chance. Look, between you and me, governing any major city today is an enormously difficult job. You got to be a little bit crazy to even want to take that job.
Agreed.
All right. But I think this is, I've gotten to know him the last few months. He is a really smart guy. He is very serious. The first time I talked to him, we talked about when I was mayor of Burlington, Vermont, and he talked about governing. All right. How do we bring together the kind of organization, the kind of people that we need to have an effective governance? So I think some of what some of those folks are saying, I think he is very cognizant of the crime issue, very cognizant of the homeless issue. But we are dealing not only in New York City, but all over this country with very serious problems. You got 800,000 people who are homeless, right? So what do? You got a serious drug problem all over this, terrible drug problem. What do you do? Your point, I think, is a very valid point. Is the answer to allow people to be yelling and screaming and shooting up on downtowns all over America? Is that the answer? I don't think so. All right. Well, let's talk about what the answer is. In terms of the police, I think what some people are saying when we talk about police reform, police have an enormously important role. And when I was mayor of Burlington, Vermont, I got endorsed for the first time by the Patrolmen's Association, the police union, got endorsed again and again and again. I work with the police. They are a very important part of any good city. But there are things, for example, do you need to have a cop? If somebody overdoses, what's the proper response? Is it necessarily a police officer? If somebody is having a mental breakdown out on the street, do you need necessarily a police officer?
A lot of people would say yes, because that person poses a public safety
threat. It depends on the situation. Yeah. All right. Depends on the situation. But what you want to do is make sure you're utilizing your police in the most effective way that they are trained to react to. That's what the issue is. And people can disagree on that, but I don't think anybody that I know who is serious about governance does not understand that we have a serious crime problem and that we've got to deal with it. But let me switch gear, if I might, for a moment, Tim. What I want to do, and why the reason I wrote that book, is to ask questions that are not asked terribly often in our country among the ruling class of America. And that is, we are today the wealthiest nation in the history of the world, right?
Yes.
Okay. If we are the wealthiest nation in the history of the world, one might assume that we have the best healthcare system in the world, our kids are getting the best education in the world, that our people are living in great affordable housing, that our children are eating nutritious food, etc. But nobody believes that is the case, because it's not. And the question we have to ask ourselves is, why is that happening? And what do we have to do in order to make it happen? And to my mind, what you are dealing with right now in an unprecedented way is a relatively small number of extraordinarily wealthy, mostly big tech type guys who not only have an unbelievable amount of wealth, they have extraordinary power, and also they kind of believe that they have the right to rule, that they have some kind of divine right, and that there should be very little accountability toward them. And in their power, as we discussed a moment ago, they and other billionaires have a huge impact on the political process. So the interesting thing to me is, people say, well, Bernie, don't we have a divided country? And the answer is, yeah, we do on many issues. But you know what? On many other issues, Tim, we do not. You go out on the street and you ask people, is the American healthcare system working? And people look at you and say, you're crazy. Of course it's not working.
Right.
All right. Should healthcare be a human right? Should all people have healthcare? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's what most Americans say.
Yeah.
Example. My brother is 7 years older than I. We grew up here in New York City, Brooklyn. Back then, so we're talking 70 years ago, he went to college, Brooklyn College, a very good college. You know how much he paid? How much our family paid for tuition at Brooklyn College?
$1,800.
No, zero.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you go to during that time, you go to the University of California, one of the great public universities in the world. You know what tuition was? Zero. State colleges, tuition was zero. Today, people cannot afford to send their kids to college. Every psychologist in the world tells you that 0 through 4 are the most important years of development, intellectual and emotional, for children, right?
Yeah.
How's our child care system doing?
Terrible.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's terrible. We're paying, you want to be a child care worker? Good. We'll pay you $15 an hour with terrible benefits. You're doing some of the most important work in the world. So the issue that we have, education, there was a study came out a few months ago. Our kids in America today rank something like 37th in the world in science and reading and writing and all that stuff.
I'm shocked it's that high. I've spoken to some of them. It's pretty impressive. I can't say enough good things about Morgan & Morgan Law Firm. I try, but I can't. I'm telling you right now, Morgan & Morgan is America's largest personal injury law firm with 1,000 lawyers and 100 offices nationwide. Hiring Morgan & Morgan is like hiring an army that has your back. If you're injured by somebody else's negligence, you deserve to be paid. And here's the truth. Not all law firms are the same. Hire the wrong one, and you may be beat before you even start. Because when people show up, whether it's for help, answers, or for justice, they deserve somebody who's actually on their side. There are plenty of reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan, America's largest personal injury law firm. Did you fall on an icy sidewalk, Morgan & Morgan? Was the floor in Wendy's wet, Morgan & Morgan? Did the hair salon cook your brain, Morgan & Morgan? If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Jim. That's forthepeople.com/Jim. This is a paid advertisement. This podcast is brought to you in part by Stash. What if you could start investing without ever picking a single stock? With Stash, the experts handle the hard part for you. Stash isn't just another investing app. It's a registered investment advisor that combines automated investing with expert guidance. So you don't have to worry about figuring it out on your own. You can choose from personalized investment or let Stash's award-winning smart portfolio do the work for you. With Stash, investing doesn't feel like gambling. It's simple, smart, stress-free. So your money can finally start working as hard as you do. Get access to world-class financial advice with personalized guidance for just $3 a monthly subscription. Stash has already helped millions of Americans reach their financial goals. Don't let your money sit around. Put it to work with Stash. Go to get.stash.com/TIM to see how you can receive $25 towards your first stock purchase and to view important disclosures. That's get.stash.com/Tim. Paid non-client endorsement, not representative of all clients and not a guarantee. Investment advisory services offered by Stash Investments, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk. Offer subject to terms and conditions. Steve Bannon, who you and him do not share many views, but you do share a few. Steve Bannon has suggested seizing SpaceX, deporting Elon Musk. Like, here's my question. A lot of these oligarchs are very powerful. Unless we're willing to use some type of force and some type of legal means, how in God's name?
Good question.
Right?
Good. All right.
Let's be honest.
I'm not going to seize them. Unlike the president of the United States, I kind of believe in the Constitution and the rule of law.
Agreed.
All right. But
there's always a but.
All right. Here's the but.
Yeah.
The but is, and let me be as clear as I can be.
Let's get him.
Musk has, I don't know, $400+ billion. He's on his way to become a trillionaire.
Yeah.
Do I think that is acceptable? No, I don't.
Right.
So I think we should have at a certain point the tax on wealth. My own guess is most people can make it on $1 billion.
Yeah.
So I think you need, right now, you have billionaires paying an effective tax rate that is lower than a truck driver or a nurse. Does that make sense? Not to me, it doesn't. And I think what we have got to do, which is not only have progressive taxation that say to these billionaires they can't have this extraordinary amount of wealth. What we have got to do, which is a little bit harder, is to change the culture. And that is, I respect people who are innovative, create new businesses. I really do.
Yeah.
They make money. God bless them. Who cares?
Right.
Make money, get rich. But there is a limit. I think most of these guys get their satisfaction out of creation. They create all this kind of thing. Do they want money? Yeah. But money as an end, really, what does the next $100 billion? If you're worth $200 billion out, do you really need another $100 billion? Do the work that you got to do. You know, great people like Jonas Salk, you remember, developed the polio vaccine. He gave it away.
Right.
The world remembers him as a great hero.
Right, but Jonas Salk was not building an autonomous drone army, and a lot of these guys are like. A lot of them have given up on America.
Good.
They don't care about the nation state. They want to raise tremendous amounts of capital from the government. They want to raid the treasury so they can build a arsenal of weapons for the Defense Department, maybe also for themselves. They're all building these bunkers all over the world. What do they know that we don't know? Or, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but
Tim,
it's
I think
creepy.
You're getting into some kind of creepy areas, and I don't think you're crazy. I mean, who the hell knows? But maybe you're crazy. I don't know, but I don't think so. But look. Let's go there for a second. All right, right now, I know, presumably everybody knows, no great secret, that Musk and Bezos and Ellison and Altman and others are putting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars into AI and robotics. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, does anybody really believe that these guys are doing it in order to improve life for the average American?
0 people believe that. Statistically.
It's funny that you say that.
Yeah.
I was at Davenport, Iowa.
Those 4 guys don't even believe it.
I was at Davenport, Iowa a couple of months ago. And we had a few thousand people out at a rally. So I said, what I just said now. They're putting all this money. Raise your hand. There's thousands of people there. Raise your hand if you think AI and robotics is going to help the working class of this country. In a room with several thousand people, 2 hands went up. So people understand, and now what are their goals? What are they trying to do? And this is where it really becomes kind of creepy. In my view, and I don't claim to be the world's greatest expert, but what you're going to see with AI and robotics is the displacement of millions and millions of people from the jobs that they have. I want to see manufacturing rebuilt in America, but for a worker, it's not going to mean anything if robots are doing the work. We want to see young people start their own small businesses, etc. But it's going to be incredibly hard when we see more concentration of ownership and when entry-level jobs are going to be done by AI. So you're looking at a revolution, a huge economic transformation, cultural transformation of our society. Who is determining what's happening? You have much say in it?
No.
I got a handful of people who are really determining the future of the world. That's scary stuff.
Well, I want to talk about for a minute, because Trump's main issue, it was immigration. The migration seems to be the biggest issue in the UK election. It was the biggest issue in the US election. It seems to be a massive issue all over the world. And I wanted to talk, I don't like the ICE raids. They're barbaric. I think showing up to a college graduation and deporting somebody who's there to watch his daughter graduate from college or high school, whatever it is inhumane. But I will point to an article from 2007 in the Wall Street Journal about the Krieger poultry processing plant in Georgia. And what it was after a raid, you had the owners of that company were forced to hire American workers. A lot of them were African-American workers, and then raise wages to around $7 to $9 per hour. And this was the direct result of not having a pool of undocumented labor. I think a lot of people don't like to see people zip-tied in the middle of the street, but they do look at the Biden administration letting in 10 million people, and they're suffering, and their health care doesn't exist or is too expensive. And they're looking at all the people coming in and the justifications for that these are all jobs Americans won't do. The service industry, whether it's manufacturing or landscaping or whatever it is. These jobs, because this is what ever since I've grown up, we've always heard that. These are jobs Americans won't do. Mark Andreessen said recently that the only jobs that won't be replaced by AI are venture capital, which is his job. So my question is there a position that the Democratic Party can take that is obviously anti-people getting dragged out of their houses, but recognizes that citizenship should mean something, that we should have a border, and that, you know, having laws that protect workers is important, and that people employing undocumented workers or illegal labor is driving down wages for Americans?
You've asked a lot of very important questions, good questions. Let's start off with the basic. So long as we have nation states, right, which we have, you got to have borders, right?
Right.
If you don't have any borders, then you don't have a nation, right, in a sense. So has historically the United States done well on the Democrats and Republicans in protecting the border? The answer is no. Trump did a better job. I don't like Trump, you know, but we should have a secure border, and it ain't that hard to do. Biden didn't do it. Those before him did not do it. We should have a secure border, period. I think most people in the Congress agree with that.
Why don't you think he did it, just out of curiosity?
Pardon me?
Why don't you think Biden was more proactive with securing the border?
He did. He did some things. He was not, I think by the end of his term, if my memory is correct, the number of illegal folks coming in had gone down. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that overall it was a good job. It was not. All right. So that's point number one. You need a border. Let's have a border. And we have certainly the technology and the manpower to make that happen. Number two, what happens, what is the appropriate response to, we think there are about 10 million undocumented people in the country today, less than 3% of our population, okay?
Probably, there are estimates that are higher, but let's say it's 10.
Those are the best estimates I've seen, okay. Why did those, let's be clear, those people act, my father came to this country from Poland, came in legally, they came in illegally, period, okay? It was illegal. What are most of those people doing right now? Are they?
Oh, working hard.
Good. Right.
None of those people should be faulted for coming here.
Okay.
It should be, we should start faulting people like Steve Wynn, who run a $1 billion hotel on
and exploit them, right?
On illegal labor. And why aren't we enforcing E-Verify?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so you got these folks who came to this country the same reason my dad came to this country. He grew up poor in Poland, came for a better life. And that's why they dragged their kids, you know, from Mexico, Guatemala, thousands of miles, you know, to have a better life, to escape the violence and the poverty that they're in. They're here now. The truth of the matter is, and one of the things that I really, really dislike about Trump and what demagogues always do is this country, as we've discussed, has enormous problems. And what demagogues always do, instead of trying to deal with why we have those problems, what are the causes of the problem, what are the solutions, you blame a powerless minority. In Europe in the 30s, it was the Jews, it was gypsies. In this country, it was gays, it was blacks forever, you know, and Latinos, always somebody to blame, rather than dealing with the real issue. So anyhow, you got roughly 10 million people in this country, most of whom, by the way, work very hard. And according to a number of studies, the crime rate, you know, Trump goes around, you know, talking about, you know, somebody does, you know, commits a terrible, terrible murder. Trump is talking about, oh, they are lawless, you know, disgusting, subhuman human beings. Look at this crime here. Truth is that the crime rate in communities of undocumented people is lower than the general average. Do you know that?
Well, the crime rate should almost be none, right? If people are coming into America and they are, you know, coming here for a better life and they're properly screened, the crime rate should almost be nothing.
Well, it is. It's lower. All I'm saying is this is not like, it's not like they're criminals. Everyone's a drug addict.
I don't think anyone thinks everyone is a criminal, and I don't think that anyone, but we do have a ton of income inequality, as you've talked about. So assimilating people into this economic structure is difficult. It is inevitable that some people that cannot find work will turn to crime, and I mean that's just inevitable.
But my only point is this: you know, this is not a community that is, you know, prone to large amounts of crime. All right, so what do? You got 10 million people here. Most of them are working hard. Your point, I think, is well taken.
Yeah,
a lot of employers exploit them.
Yeah,
and by the way, often these people are paying Social Security payroll tax. paying Medicare payroll tax, paying other taxes, and they don't get the benefits for what they pay, by the way.
Right.
All right.
But this has always been a Republican issue. Like, this is why I don't understand why the Democratic Party allowed the issue to be kind of to
Right.
demagogued, because even, yourself, you were out there advocating always for workers' rights.
Right.
And, when somebody talked about open borders, you rightly said that, this is something that Koch brothers would love.
That's right.
They were huge proponents of immigration. The Chamber of Commerce, huge proponents of immigration. A lot of, radical libertarians like the Kochs and others, huge proponents of immigration. So when they're bringing all these people in, and whether it's 10 million or more, I think there are credible estimates that are a bit more, but I don't think it's necessarily about the exact number. But why were Americans told at a certain point that they should not consider certain blue-collar jobs worthy of their time? They should take out student loans and go to a 4-year university. And then a lot of those jobs that were, ended up going to people that came into the country illegally, and the employers are paying a lot less money. I think there's a lot of people that feel that these pro-business interests brought in a lot of people to increase the profits of their own companies at the expense of people that saw a lot of their jobs shipped overseas.
There's a lot of stuff that's going
Yeah.
on. And one of the things, in my view, for people like the Koch brothers, that was their goal. It was cheap labor. But I think where we are right now, is you have X number, whatever it is. I think
Right.
my understanding is about 10 million. What do we do? And the answer is, I think right now, and where Congress has failed, although there have been bipartisan efforts, is obviously comprehensive immigration reform.
Right.
And in my view, a path towards citizenship. And we have failed in that regard. I think that right now, that is the goal that Congress should set upon itself. I think that, that is a terribly important issue that has to be dealt with.
I love Cozy Earth, temperature regulating clothing and bedding, bubble cuddle blankets, sheets, pajamas. Oh my God, it's so comfortable. It's so insane. What role does bedding and pajamas play in making your home feel like a sanctuary? I'll tell you right now, the primary role. It's the only role. You get wrapped up in a cocoon. 100-night sleep trial. Try them out. If you don't love them, return them hassle-free. But trust me, you won't want to. It's got a 10-year warranty. Hello. Because once you feel this level of comfort, you'll want it to last a decade. Head to CozyEarth.com. Can I tell a quick story about Cozy Earth?
Yeah.
A friend of mine experienced something terrible while in a foreign country. Okay? His family, his wife and his child, were kidnapped by a roving band of bandits, and they were taken. And he was beside himself. They never came back. They never came back. But so comfort is not something that he can easily find, obviously. He keeps replaying the night back in his head. How did they get him? Some people think he set the whole thing up. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. Here's the point. He's so comfortable in the Cozy Earth that it's wild. Some people say it's suspicious, but they don't realize how comfortable Cozy Earth is, because if they knew that, they'd realize that's why he's so relaxed. Head to CozyEarth.com. Use my code Tim for 20% off. That's CozyEarth.com, code Tim. And if you get a post-purchase survey, make sure to let them know you heard about Cozy Earth right here. Because home isn't just where you live, it's how you feel. Let's go home with Cozy Earth. Ever feel like you're running on empty, staring at your screen, hitting that afternoon crash, and debating another coffee or energy drink you know you'll regret? Enter Neuro Gum and Mints. Neuro's Energy and Focus Gum and Mints give you clean, focused energy without the crash, sugar, or sketchy ingredients. It's time to switch to good energy. It's the easiest upgrade I made. I'm telling you, people's wellness and their energy routine, it's all very specific, but everybody I know who's doing these neuro energy, neuro gum, neuro mints, I'm telling you, it's powered by natural green tea caffeine. All the good stuff, no sugar, no aspartame, no crash, vitamin B12, B6. Neuro also offers caffeine-free options for all-day wellness support. Neuro's memory and focus gum are made with American ginseng to support mental clarity minus the jitters. Neuro's sleep and recharge mints offer melatonin and chamomile to help you unwind and rest without pills or sugary gummies. For a limited time, you can get 20% off your first order at neurogum.com by using code TIM. That's neurogum.com and use code TIM for 20% off your first order. That's neurogum.com/TIM. You can also find Neuro at CVS and Amazon. You know, listen, I think that most Americans, not everyone, obviously, but most Americans feel that people should live the lives they want to live as long as they're not infringing upon other people. Where people do get understandably concerned is children. And I think with the trans issue, you only seem to hear from the loudest voices on both sides, by the way. People on the right that believe that that trans people shouldn't exist, and then people on the radical end of the trans movement that believe any questioning of when younger people should be introduced to an idea or when medical intervention is necessary, a lot of people, they regard any question about those things as transphobia or an attack. Most people in America don't want prepubescent children on puberty-blocking hormones. And this is by the polls, right? Because they feel that kids are kids, they're young, they don't quite know what's going on yet. And to make an irreversible medical decision at that age, if you're encouraged to do so, that to a lot of people feels like an infringement on their rights as parents. And to me, I feel like it's one of the issues that the Democratic Party has seemed to have lost their way on, because it has sucked the oxygen out of a lot of the conversations that you want to have, which are good conversations about a woman's right to choose and gay rights and trans rights and all of these good things that should exist. But when you have this issue about puberty blocking hormones for children, it's such a controversial issue for so many people.
The answer is yes, you're right.
Okay.
But the answer is, and it is important, and I think Democrats and perhaps myself have not done as good a job as we can in dealing with it. What percentage of the population is trans, do you think?
Probably 1%.
Maybe at most.
Yeah.
All right. Today, 60,000 people every single year die because they can't get medical care. 60,000.
Yeah.
All right. Today, we got 800,000 people who are homeless. Today, we're dealing with a climate crisis that could wreak havoc over the years on our country. So I think you're right in saying, I think you're right, that the Democrats have allowed the Republicans to exploit those issues by not dealing with them effectively.
Well, they've also just refused to compromise. I mean, these are unpopular issues.
Fair enough.
Biological men and women's sports, it's just an unpopular issue. Right. You know, child sex changes, no one wants this. Very few people. Very radical people. And I understand that people have trans children, and I get it. But, you know, this has tremendously hurt the electability of Democrats.
But I think the answer is yes. But the answer also is, why are we not talking about some of the issues that I raised earlier? Why are we not talking about the fact that we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people?
Because the Republicans are demagoguing this one issue because it was handed to them on a silver platter by Democrats.
All right. Well, all right. All that I'm saying is, if this country can do what I live 50 miles, I live in Burlington, Vermont, 50 miles away from the Canadian border. You end up in a hospital in a month in Canada. You know what the bill is when you come out?
A lot of money.
In Canada, a lot of money? No. Zero.
Oh, in Canada. Sorry,
Zero.
I thought you meant in Burlington.
Burlington is a lot of money.
Or it's just a lot of money.
All right, Canada. They spend half as much per capita on healthcare. Stop for a moment and think what it would mean to this country. I'm talking to the people out there. If you get ill, you end up in a hospital, and you don't have to pay anything out of your own pocket. And as a nation, we end up in spending half as much as we're spending now per capita, because the function of our healthcare system is not just to make the insurance companies and the drug companies rich. Do you know what that would do to America? Do you know how many people, 500,000 people a year, go bankrupt because of medically related debt? People don't go into the doctor. They can't afford to pay their copayment.
Right.
All right. It would be transformative. What would it mean to America if we raise the minimum wage to a living wage? We got millions of people. The minimum wage in Washington now, federal minimum wage, $7.25 an hour. All right. You got millions of people working for starvation wages. All right. What would it mean if we raised the minimum wage to a living wage? What would it mean in this country if you didn't have to pay 40 or 50% of your limited incomes on housing because we built millions of units of low income and affordable housing?
Yeah. Well,
what I'm saying is the Republicans, and I really do dislike this. If people disagree with me on healthcare, fine. Let's debate the issue. Disagree with me on economics, debate the issue. But I really do hate demagoguery where you deflect attention away from the major crises facing large numbers of people. Right now, as you know, we're, I think, in the 20th day of a shutdown. And you know what the issue is? The issue is a very simple one. If Trump and his friends get their way, 15 million people will lose the health care they have today. And according to studies, 50,000 of them will die unnecessarily every year. And if you're on the Affordable Care Act, on average, your premiums will double.
Which is why I think a lot of people, because I agree, but a lot of people with an election with so much at stake were shocked that President Biden was, put out as the candidate with clear cognitive issues. And then without a primary, Kamala Harris, who was relatively unpopular in the Democratic primaries, was then the candidate. And she only had 90 days to sell herself to the American people. And by the way, she did a decent job for having 90 days. But the machinery of the Democratic Party allowed that to happen. And this has nothing to do with you, by the way. You're kind of, even though you're a Democrat, you're outside of that.
I'm an independent.
You're an independent.
A caucus with the Democrats.
No, for sure. And nobody would hold you responsible for that at all. But the machinery of the modern Democratic Party allows that to happen when and they tell us this election the stakes have never been higher. Democracy is on the ballot. And then they allow this to happen. How does that happen? Why is there such a cover-up with Biden's mental decline? Why is there no primary, a quick one even, after he is judged unfit to run? Why is there no transparency there? That's a huge problem. And I think it delivered I know people blame 5 podcasters, but I think that process helped deliver the country.
Again, let me just say this. I ran against Kamala back in 2020. And know her is not close, but I know her well. And she's an incredibly intelligent, focused person. And I worked as hard as I could. I ran all over the country to try to get her elected. I think the reason that she lost that election gets back to the point we discussed at the beginning of this podcast, and that is money in politics. Kamala did not run a campaign focused on the needs of the working class. Didn't run a campaign focused on healthcare, on economics and raising the minimum wage, on paid family and medical leave, on housing, on all of the issues that working people are struggling with right now. And I think her not focusing on those issues allowed Trump to win, in my view.
Right. What do you think about this ceasefire or this peace deal? This seems like maybe it's unraveling. We don't know.
Well,
I hope it works.
You're right. Let's hope to God.
Yeah, I pray.
Let me say a word on this because I've been involved in this a little bit, as you may know. Hamas is a terrorist organization that committed an atrocity when it attacked Israel and killed 1,200 innocent men, women, and a lot of young people, took hundreds of hostages. Israel had a right to defend itself, as any country on earth does when you're attacked by anybody, especially a terrorist organization. But what happened, for a variety of reasons in Israel, having to do with Israeli politics and Netanyahu, is they didn't just go to war against Hamas, which was appropriate. They went to war against the entire Palestinian people. And 2 years after that attack, you have some 65, in a population, Tim, of 2.2 million, pretty small population. 65,000 people are dead. 160,000 have been injured. That's 10% of the entire population, mostly women, children, and the elderly. 10%. That equivalent in America would be 33 million people killed or wounded. All right. And behind all of that was American money. All right. So to my mind, the first lesson to be learned is never again, and this is true under Biden, we begged Biden, did everything I could to say, Mr. President, stop giving Netanyahu more and more military aid to destroy the Palestinian people. And Trump came in, he continued the same process. Now, thank God, we think a few days ago they've reached a ceasefire. Hostages were released. That's fantastic. Prisoners were released. Let's hope to God it holds, and let's hope that the United States and the international community rebuild Gaza. It's not just the dead and the wounded. That whole area is flattened.
You have Miriam Adelson, who gave Trump a lot of money. You have a lot of mega donors that have given Trump a lot of money. AIPAC's a very powerful lobbying organization that doesn't have to register as a foreign lobby. Should America fundamentally reevaluate its relationship with Israel?
I think the lesson here is that never again should the United States be pouring in huge amounts of money to a country which is not only acting in violation of international law, but in violation of American law. It is in violation of American law to give money to a country which is restricting humanitarian aid, for example. So we have given money to Netanyahu in violation of both international law and American law. In my view, Netanyahu is a war criminal. The people at the head of Hamas are war criminals as well. I hope that is a lesson that we learn as a country.
Well, I mean, you can see right now that this is the biggest tension point in both the Republican and Democratic Party when it pertains to young voters. Young people who can't afford a house are living in a country where they are graduating college and the job market is tough, don't understand why billions and billions of dollars are going to the Israel. And by the way, they're also understanding we're now year 3 or 4 of this Ukraine conflict with Putin. And I think a lot of them are struggling to understand why billions and billions of dollars are going to the Ukraine and why Trump is now telling Zelensky, go win all your territory back instead of trying to force some type of peace.
I don't see the two issues as comparable. I think, as I said, Israel had a right to...
Well, I mean, they're both foreign conflicts that younger people are wondering why their money is going to negotiate a land dispute in northern Ukraine.
I don't call it a land dispute. I think...
Well, it's eventually will end up being some type of exchange of territory or it's a border dispute or something.
I think Putin is a disgusting human being. And by the way, what is not widely perceived or known, to the best of my knowledge, unbelievably, hundreds of thousands of young Russians have died in that war.
Well, so many people have died, and that's why a lot of Americans don't want to be part of it. I mean, we don't want our money going to increase the likelihood that more people are going to die.
I think
a lot of people are making money. Putin's been able to reorganize the economy of his country as a wartime economy. He's been able to evade American sanctions. He's deepened his relationship with China, India, Brazil, the BRICS nations. He's been able to do a lot of things that have probably increased his power base for now, maybe not long term. But is it smart to keep pouring money and military aid into this conflict with America in the state that it's in?
All right. I have talked to ambassadors from a number of countries in Europe, and their fear is that Putin has this idea that he's going to rebuild the Russian Empire and continue to advance. And if he has not stopped at the Ukraine, other Eastern Europe countries will be next.
I think
NATO will be involved, and maybe the United States and our troops as well.
The rebuttal to that would be he can barely win in the Ukraine. So the idea that he's going to go march through Europe now, I mean, he can't even finish the job there.
All right, anyhow, I think this is a terrible guy who invaded a country that should not have been invaded, and I think it has to be resisted. That's my view.
At what point would you decide that it might be time to pull the plug on American funding for that war? Would you commit American troops to fight Russia over the Ukraine?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
Would you give Zelensky long-range missiles capable of hitting Moscow?
No, I don't think you want to do that either.
Okay.
But I think, you don't want to see this terrible war with so many casualties even explode even further. But I think, the United States has got to use all of its influence to tell Putin to end this bloody war. And
you've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. I did too, until I found out that Nutrafol isn't like the rest of them. Nutrafol is a physician-formulated, clinically tested, and dermatologist recommended. It's the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. You can feel great about what you're putting in your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF content certified, the gold standard and third-party certification for supplements. A friend of mine, young guy, started taking this, and his hair came back. And he's always like, you can't make fun of me anymore, but he's still a commercial failure in his chosen profession. So that's what we have to do. We have to make fun of him for his lack of success. See thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding in 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off. $10. What are they, nuts? They're giving away the store. $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com. Enter the promo code Tim Dillon. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code Tim Dillon, TIMDILLON. How do you think America's relationship with Israel is going to change?
I think it is changing.
Yeah.
I think, as you've indicated, you got certainly in the progressive left community in America, which started off being sympathetic to Israel after they were attacked, that has been completely changed. And I think the point you made, maybe not widely known, is a lot of young Republicans now, younger people, under 40, under 50, no longer want to continue to support a government like Netanyahu. So, should
AIPAC register as a foreign lobby?
AIPAC has played a terrible role. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to it, honestly. But AIPAC has spread money around all over the place to right-wing Republicans, to liberal Democrats. And they have played a terrible, terrible role in trying to win support for Netanyahu. I think the very good news is their influence is beginning to wane. I don't know if you've noticed it. But
I've
even
seen
establishment Democrats are saying, well, thank you. Not only don't I want you, I'm going to return your donations.
Sure.
I don't want any part of it. And that is because I think the American people are disgusted with what has gone on in Gaza.
I think I want a few more questions. I think it's so interesting. Again, I think, a lot of what you say is so mainstream, and yet you're portrayed in the media as someone who's on the fringe of American politics. And that this interview doesn't seem to be the case. You're not saying tax people at 90%. Maybe you believe that, but you didn't say it.
Well, I am saying that we shouldn't have people
that have
owning
over
more than $1 billion. I guess within the context of American politics.
I think a lot of people would say $1 billion is fine.
Yep.
I think a lot of people would say $1 billion is fine.
And what I'm saying, by the way, Tim, is, I talk to my European friends and they say, hey, Bernie, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but in Europe, you would not be considered all that radical.
Right, right. No, and in America, maybe even not, but so when you look at the UK, for example, and you look at the issues that they're having around migration, some of these issues are financial, some of them are cultural. Some of these are cultural issues. These are different groups of people learning how to live with each other.
That's right.
And there is this knee-jerk reaction to call everybody a racist that has concerns about culture. And I don't mean, people going like, I don't want to live with Muslims or I don't want to live with obviously there's elements of racism to that. But the United States, when you have large groups of people, whether it's Qatar giving the president a plane, or it's Israel going, we need more money, or it's the governor of Minnesota, Jacob Fry, telling a Somali delegation, like, I'd love to go to Somalia. One of the reasons I think Zoran's doing so well is he goes, I'm not visiting Israel. I'm going to stay in New York.
And he's focusing on the issues facing the people in New
There are
York.
people that believe, and not in a paranoid, racist, crazy way, but that groups of people are using and exploiting not only America, but other successful countries, Western countries, and that they're going in there and they don't care about the laws, rules, customs, culture of the country. They're going in there to suck money out, or they're going in there to establish a power base and dictate. A lot of people are worried about free speech. A lot of people are worried about laws that, are supposed to be protecting Jewish people, but they really are protecting criticism of Israel. There's people that worry about, Islamic groups that are demanding that certain laws be passed that restrict any criticism of Islam. How can we have these conversations where where people aren't having these knee-jerk reactions about racism? How can we say that we do have a civilization that believes in certain things, and that if you come to it, or you come to the UK, come to any country, you have to respect the laws, customs, and culture of that country. You cannot turn that country into something that it fundamentally isn't, right? You can't demand.
Look, if I come into your house, right?
Right.
You invite me to dinner,
yes.
You are my host, right?
Right.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I
Yeah.
mean, no one forces somebody to come to another country. I think that basic principle is correct.
How do we figure out how, because there's a lot of it, when Zoran says, I want $100 million to deal with legal disputes for undocumented people in New York. There are a lot of Americans and New Yorkers that go, why aren't we spending $100 million and investing it in the Bronx or Brooklyn or areas of, it does seem to be some of the empathy that the Democratic Party used to have for citizens not having health care. It does seem to be always directed in the direction of immigration.
Well, Zoran is I'm sure, a Medicare for All advocate as well. And, we've talked about health care in New York City, et cetera. And I think he's going to do a great job in trying to deal with the affordability issue here in the city. But I think we're, as a nation, at a very, very unprecedented moment in that you have a president who wants more and more power unto himself. And I think it's important that we stop him and ICE from these terrible raids of throwing people into vans. And I think that's what Zoran is trying to protect people who have lived in New York City for all over the country. I mean, I see people all over the country for decades. They're working hard.
Yeah.
He does not want to see, somebody in a mask pick them up, throw them into a van.
And I disagree with those ICE raids. But if we're encouraging people to attack ICE or block ICE vehicles, well, for sure. But if that happens, that is being used as the pretext for these troop deployments in the cities.
What Trump is doing is totally crazy. I mean, he's trying to say that in Portland, Oregon, they are trying to overthrow the United States government.
No, I understand.
Really?
I understand that that's insane. But I do think that Zoran, if he goes to war with Trump on enforcing federal immigration law, will make New York a pretty crazy place to live.
Look, I think his focus and the reason, I think, honestly, he's run a brilliant campaign.
Yeah.
He's a very, very intelligent guy. I think he's focusing on how you can govern in a very difficult circumstance. I think the focus on affordability, how you control housing prices in the city, how you make childcare available to more and more people. Do you worry that he'll move to the center? There was there's reported that he had a meeting with David Axelrod and the Obama people and stuff like that. He talks to a lot of people, and I think that's a good thing. No, I got to tell you, I'm a fan of his.
You're a fan. Listen.
I've been really impressed. This is a guy.
What if he's toasting Jamie Dimon in 2 years? What if he's in a ballroom?
I don't think that's going to happen.
This is what happens sometimes. Yeah. And then somebody's in a ballroom with Jamie Dimon, and Zoran's going, Jamie, when I got here, I was a skeptic, but you're my best friend. and then they're on a yacht, and it's going all over New York.
Between you and me, I do not think that that's going to happen. I don't
right,
think
well, listen.
Alexandra and I will be in New York City next week.
Is she running for president? How about a unity ticket? Marjorie and Cortez. What about that? Marjorie Taylor Greene and AOC.
You came up with that idea, right?
It's actually my idea. It's not a bad idea.
All right.
Fighting Oligarchy is the book. Fight Oligarchy. Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont, a consistent voice in American politics. There's no one that doesn't respect you, by the way, which is rare to say to a politician. Go out, read this book, including me, and I appreciate you coming on and talking to us. Read this book, and I hope Peter Thiel puts us in prison, in similar parts of the prison.
All right,
so
good.
that we can socialize.
Then we can discuss the book. Okay.
Bernie Sanders, thank you so much.
Tim, thanks for having me.
Of course. I wish you came to the thing. I want you to come to the house. I know it's far from you, but come, bring your family. I have like 5 bedrooms. Come and just stay.
Yeah, on the Long Island.
Yeah.
Here's a
I just got a great hot tub. It's nice.
Here's a problem with that.
And it's far.
Dude, it's not far. It's that highway.
Yeah, I know.
It's the highway of death. It's the highway of death. It's the saddest shit ever. I mean, Louis has his house on Shelter Island.
Are we going? We're recording? Okay.
Yeah, Louis has his house on Shelter Island. I remember when he first got it, he called me up when I just had Max, and he's like, we're having a big party. Please come. You can stay here, and you can have the yacht. You could stay on the yacht. He had that beautiful teak yacht. And I was like, no. Like, it was Saturday. It's like summer. I can't be in the car with a baby for 6 hours.
It's a tough ride.
You need to buy a helicopter.
Yeah, it's a tough ride.
You need to get your own helicopter.
But that's the way they like it, because they have that one road, in and out.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. Well, I extended the invite.
No, dude, I wanted to go so bad. I really did.
Come out in like January. It'll be fun. It's like snowing.
I would come out when nobody is coming there, but I'd come out on a Thursday.
Come out on a Thursday.
I can't Friday.
Yeah.
I think your party was on a Saturday, right?
It was Labor Day, Monday.
Yeah, it was Monday, Labor Day weekend. And I told my wife, I go, listen, Tim, and we both looked at each other like, dude, there's no way.
I know. I thought, yeah.
Didn't
I know.
Aaron get a helicopter?
Aaron and Christine got a helicopter.
How?
I think it's cheap to rent them.
You can rent a helicopter?
Yeah, you could take like an Uber, but in a helicopter.
I love Aaron, but that seems like it'd be a lot of money.
Well, it's also, it didn't land at the house. So he's got to tell everyone that he did it. Like, he's walking around the party going, I took a helicopter. Like, because otherwise you just walked in like everyone else.
Yeah.
I love him too.
I love him, but when he was on a helicopter, it did make me want to go through his taxes.
Yeah.
I was like, look, I know
I think it's not that much.
How much?
I think you could take a helicopter from New York City to the Hamptons. You could rent it.
$5 bills?
$1,500.
Dude, $1,500 to go to a fucking party?
It's a lot.
It's not a lot. It's outrageous.
I didn't tell him to do it.
I'm just saying
I agree.
It's like, did you have industry there? Were you giving away? What were your party favors?
We had a great spread of food.
Right.
But there was no industry.
What did you get?
There was a Mr. Softy truck that pulled up.
I have that at my party in Westchester. It costs $68 in an Uber from New York City.
Yeah.
I have Jimmy Soft Serve show up.
Okay.
And you can get it every year at Max's birthday party. You can get as much as you want.
Yeah.
Root beer float, you'll fucking lose your mind.
Well,
as much as you want.
You won.
I mean, dude.
You got me.
Long Island is it's a job.
It's a choice.
Yeah, it's when you were like when you were like, I'm having this party in Long Island, it gave me like, I felt sad. Like, I was like, fuck, I felt depressed.
What's supposed to depress you? The party was kind of depressing.
Why?
Well, because Louis was there, who I love, but I remember he a couple of years ago would have been at like Jack Nicholson's house, but he was hanging out with Luis Gomez and he was enjoying it. Seeing him enjoy it, that was what made me go, man, it's tough.
Well, dude, I went, Louis, you ever go to one of Louis' parties at his house?
No, I just became friends with him in the last year. I went to his house once. He made me a steak.
Dude, I remember one year he invited us all over for Thanksgiving. Norton, me, Nick DiPaolo, I forgot. Dude, it was a Oscar event.
Yeah, I imagine.
It was I think like 4 Oscar winners.
Yeah.
The guy from Scarface who got thrown out of the helicopter, what was his name?
I forget.
Huge actor, famous. He opened the door. Hello.
Wow.
Joan Rivers walks in, daughter. Parker Posey. Sorry, I'm dyslexic and stupid. She was playing with Max, like tickling his feet.
Crazy.
Dude, the mother from The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And who's the guy who died? Great actor. Kind of looks like you a little bit. Maybe could be your brother. He was in Boogie Nights.
Chris Penn?
No, Boogie Nights. Gay guy. Tried to kiss Mark Wahlberg.
I'm blanking.
I suck too. This sucks getting old because you can't tell stories.
I had Rosebud Baker, Mike Feeney.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
wow.
I had,
dude, what the hell's his name?
I had Giannis Papas.
I love Giannis. I love Giannis.
I mean, these are people at the Cape.
I mean,
I don't know anyone that's at that level.
You do. I mean, Louis there.
Louis is, of course, there.
Yeah.
And I know a few people, but they would never come to a party of mine. Like they would text their fans of the podcast, some really big actors that would text me and go, that you're funny. I don't think they'd ever come.
If you had a place in Westchester,
maybe they'd
come.
Go. Yeah.
You should have went Westchester.
I can sell this place.
You should have went Westchester. If you go Westchester, dude, you got Ryan Reynolds up there.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to live there. There's no beach. Bobby, we got the beach. We got the seafood. We got the Long Island State. It's the greatest place in the world.
It's hack.
It's not. It's
hack.
It's the greatest place in the world.
Dude, it's hack.
And Westchester's not?
Dude, Westchester is Bestchester, dude. I'm telling you right now, dude. I'm telling you.
This is, by the way, one of these geography fights we get in that everybody hates. No one can relate to it.
But Bestchester, dude, you go straight up the West Side Highway.
I know.
87. There's so many ways to get there. Dude, where you live, it's hack. It's like who? Stern, Seinfeld. I mean, you can't get, come on, dude.
Yeah, I don't live near them. Let's clarify that. Let's calm down.
It's not.
Let's relax.
Are you on the ocean?
Are you mentally ill? Of course not.
What are you on?
I'm in the woods. It's nice though.
It's okay. So,
but I'm like 10, 12 minutes from a beach. I
don't like the beach. I don't like the ocean.
I mean, you're entitled to that opinion.
I'm a lake guy. I like a lake.
Lakes are garbage and they're for trash.
Yeah.
They are, Bobby.
Dude, lakes are for men.
Lakes are for men, for poor men.
No.
It's disgusting,
dude.
Bobby. The ocean's not for men. Whaling, Bobby? Being on a ship and killing a whale?
Dude, yeah, that's for savages. Dude, savages. I'll tell you what, oceans are for very rich people, elite, and the whitest of white people.
Okay, number one, that's not true. But number two, I don't hear any bad things yet.
Dude, okay. First of all, there's no hurricanes on lakes, there's no tsunamis.
Okay, you've got a point now.
Yeah, every time there's a goddamn weather, every time God sneezes, you got to batten down the hatches.
That's
because
true.
Your house is going to be wiped away.
That is true. My friend, her house in Florida just
gone.
Yeah.
Lake goes up and down a little bit, you're done. And there's nothing that will kill you. You go to the ocean, it's always cold as shit up in the Northeast.
Yeah.
And then
sharks.
Dude, great white sharks. There's an app that I have on my phone that tracks all the great white sharks. And you know where a lot of them are? Long Island.
They do. But you know what? A lot of them don't fuck with people. They don't.
Are you nuts?
They just don't fuck with people. It
doesn't matter if you get fucked with or not, but they're there.
What do you think would happen if we put a great white shark in a lake? Do you think he'd be disgusted immediately and go like, where am I?
He'd die right away. Can't live in fresh water.
Yeah, he'd be like, he'd kill himself.
What are you going to do? You got turtles and you got largemouth, maybe a pickerel.
The idea of a lake is amazing. Here's what I will agree with you on. The idea of a lake is like really beautiful, like a placid, not, like a a still lake in the
Oh,
morning.
God.
I get that. But a lot of lakes are just drunks with the beer boat. You know what I'm talking
Listen,
about?
you're talking about the shitty lakes.
Like-
I'm talking up in Westchester.
Like Lake Havasu's disgust. They're animals.
It's garbage.
Yeah, these are
That's-
garbage people.
Yeah, but that's a dead lake. I mean, that's dude. I went to lake. It's garbage. You're
It's so-
100%.
Okay, thank you.
It's where trash people go
That's right.
to die. Yes, it's
Yes.
garbage. It's just boats hooked up to other boats.
That's what
and
I'm
it's
talking
chicks with their asses out.
Yeah.
And they get drunk. It's dangerous. I get scared every time I go to the.
about. Party Cove.
I've
Right.
been to that lake and it frightens me.
Thank you.
Because there's so many people. But I'm talking the Northeast.
Okay.
I'm talking civilized people.
You might be right. You're turning me now.
Kayaks.
Yeah, you're turning me.
Okay, a swimming dock.
Now you're turning me.
Okay, the foliage.
There's a beautiful lake upstate
Ice
New York.
skating. You can't ice skate on the ocean.
Saranac Lake, and there's an old Rockefeller retreat
Oh.
there. You're starting to turn me a little bit on
You
this.
take a hike on a trail. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
but
and
I
quiet.
do want to just for a minute say that I want you to give the ocean another chance because it is
I can't. You can't open your eyes in the water.
it's powerful.
You jump in a lake, you can open your eyes.
Some of them,
You don't have to shower.
not
off.
Lake Austin.
What's Lake Austin?
It is the color of there's a Donkey Kong Country. Get this up. There's a level in Donkey Kong Country, and they swim in the water. And I don't know the name of it. And it's Lake Austin. Does not look like any of this, by the way. It is a green, the color of algae green,
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
it's grotesque.
All right, bring up Squam Lake.
Squam Lake.
Bring up Squam Lake, New Hampshire. This is the lake I'm talking about. Squam Lake is the lake that On Golden Pond was filmed on. Okay, look at that, dude. Look
Okay,
at that.
I got to be honest.
Look at that. All right, click that little red hut there. Look at
Look
that.
at the little red hut. I
at-
got to be honest with you.
Dude,
That is
I kayak past that.
that is beautiful.
That's America. That's quiet.
All right.
That's quiet. It's a nice mix of rich.
Go to Howard Stern house and hit image. No, I'm kidding. No, listen. I agree with you in that if this is what we're talking about. I thought you were talking about like,
Look at that. Look
yeah,
at
it's
that.
beautiful.
Look at that little sandbar. Look
No,
at
you're
that.
right.
Look at
You're
that.
right.
Look at that. That's sand. That's clean.
I know. I know.
I mean, that's 5 seconds away from drinking.
well, let's not get hysterical.
Yeah.
You look great. You feel great.
I feel fantastic.
You're happy.
I'm happy.
And why?
I have AIDS and I have 4 months to live and it's almost over and I don't have to plug my podcast or go on Instagram anymore in around 3.5 months.
How great would it be to die as a straight man with a family to just die of full-blown AIDS?
Full-blown AIDS and I never.
They still wouldn't give you a special.
No, I wouldn't
Like
get a
they
special.
still, even if you went into HBO and you're like, I don't even have HIV. It's full blown.
Yeah, I'm dying in 6 months and I've never done anything gay.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, we don't believe you, first of all.
Yeah.
And then second of all,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I can. It'd be great. It would. Have you ever thought about like getting injured? Like been in a car and be like, dude, if I get in a car accident right now and I don't want to get hurt, like where I'm dead or I'm going to be messed up, but like a 6 month, 8 month hip injury,
Yes.
or I have to learn how to walk again, where I just could be out of the business. I could just take a break
Yes.
and people would be like, we get it.
Nobody, but because we do the podcasts, people would always expect, unless you are completely dead, they would always expect a nurse to hold a microphone to your fucking mouth as I laid there.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, what do you think about Kanye? Like, it's never ending with podcast. Like, it never ends.
Yeah.
There are no seasons.
You still have to do like stories of you learning how to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The other day, the nurse comes in. I stand up. Like, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
there's no get out of jail.
We're in it. We're in it to
No,
win
it's a horror. But Austin, you had a good time.
Dude, Austin was, it was great.
'Cause LA's a little dead now. We're all feeling this a little death.
So, dude, when I land in LA, and I don't want to hate LA because I have a reputation of hating.
Everything.
Yeah, I don't hate LA. I get LA. I understand it now. I get it. But when I land here, the sadness that comes over me,
It's big.
it's like when you go down, even to get an Uber, it's just a sad thing.
Well, you have to choose when you live here. You have to go full sociopath
Yeah.
or it's always sad.
And that's the vibe I get. Like even in
Yeah.
my hotel, every male that I've run into has this aggressive energy when they're walking by you. Like, who are you? Are you here? Are you taking something from me? Like, I don't know. It's a weird vibe. Like I was trying to tell my wife about it. Like these guys have all been kind of like not friendly. Like nobody's really like, hi, how are you?
It's an isolating, lonely place. Everybody's really out for themselves.
Yeah.
And can get a little vicious. I haven't seen a ton of aggressive people, but there's different ways of being aggressive where people are very dismissive here.
It's not New York aggressive.
Right.
It's cuntiness.
No, it's
aggressive.
dismissive. You're right.
Yes. It's this like almost like, ugh.
Well, there's also this weird idea that you're looking at people here that are they're still here. So a lot of people left.
Yeah.
So people went to Nashville. They went to Miami. They went to Austin. And some of them are doing both. And they're coming in and they're coming back. A lot of the people you're talking about are the people that are like, they have that energy of like, I'm sticking it out.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it gets. And it gets worse every day.
Yeah.
Then the exterior starts to harden and they start to become not fun.
Yeah. Like even like the guy at the hotel, I'm like, hey, how are you, man? It's like almost shocked. Like, good. Like, why are you talking like that? Like, why are you being nice or,
Yeah. Because probably 2 days ago, a homeless guy threw piss at him and there's nothing. And he moved here to be like an actor.
Yeah.
Like he moved here to do something.
It's so sad.
And there's a homeless guy outside like full on shitting.
Yeah.
And he calls the cops and the cops go, what do you want us to do? And he goes, okay. And then the person walks in and goes, I just stepped in shit.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to clean their dog. And then the guy, you go, it's not a dog. It's actually a person.
Yep.
Who's shit.
I feel like fashion is a big thing here too. Like in New York, like people are just dressed, regular. I feel like I've seen so many people looking like they're coming out of a fucking magazine.
The best thing about being here is you can be ridiculous. You can look ridiculous. Like I can dress in like a onesie.
And no
one cares. Like I can wear crazy I could dress like the Lorax.
Yeah.
Like in just an orange furry suit. And no one would care.
I went to the Ivy the other day with my friend, Mike Halter's brother. And people were like, these couples were coming in dressed like Johnny Depp, like both of them.
Well, that's the thing now. The new thing is androgynous
hats
and
bracelets.
They look like maybe it's like kind of like they're a ranger, but like cooler.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very like futuristic cowboy.
Yes.
And they have all these like shiny like rings and bracelets. Like these.
Yeah, vegan cowboy.
Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah. And they're gorgeous. Like
everyone's very attractive, but in an odd way where you go, what would sex with them be like even? Would it be good?
Yeah, it was a weird vibe.
Yeah.
And these people would come up because you can't help but look at them.
Yeah.
Because it's such an oddity. And I'm sitting there with a hoodie on. My friend's got a polo with, we're all dressed regular at this restaurant. But then these people would pull up and come in and they look like, and it was 5:30.
Because that's what they want to do. That's what they're here to do. That's what all of the money they pay, all of the taxes, the 13.5% state tax, the fucking, all the high cost of living, the traffic, the fucking insanity, all of that is for that moment where they could walk in, dress like an androgynous Johnny Depp character and sit at the IV and know that people like you are going to look at them.
Yeah.
That's their entire life.
Yeah.
And then they'll do it at a party. And then they do it at like a brunch. That's their entire...
It's a weird thing.
It's their entire...
Austin was the shit though. I got to say, man.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something. When I was in Austin with you last time, I had a bad experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, it was 10 o'clock and we couldn't find a place to eat.
It might have been me. I'm very negative.
I don't know. It was bad. I went this time and...
The Vulcan is amazing.
I went to the Vulcan. Joe invited me to go to the Vulcan. I went in and it was off the fucking chain.
It's great.
The crowd, the young comics that were on, like these guys, all were fucking killers.
They're all very funny.
I mean, really funny. Tony was there. The crowd was off the chain, and I couldn't believe how it felt like New York. It felt like the Cellar, like the old Cellar. It felt like I couldn't believe how
Joe's rarely wrong. I don't think he's wrong. I think when he said Austin's going to be a spot, I think the timeline was a bit off because I think it's becoming one now.
Yeah.
And his club's opening in a few months. But
Yeah.
when he sees something, he did it about podcasting, he did it about MMA.
Yep.
He calls things early and he's right.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was like, this is the shit. And I was talking, they're like 6 clubs. His club's open.
Yeah.
And he's going to have 2 clubs inside of that club.
I have beef a little bit with the characterization of Austin in the way that it's like people talk about it like it's the new New York or the new, and that's where you have to go, let's calm down.
Well, the new LA.
Comedy wise,
Yeah.
sure. Comedy wise.
Yeah.
You could make that argument, but it's a small college town that's growing.
Right.
But it's not.
But it's not as PC as I thought it was.
No, it's not.
Like that show I was on was very not PC.
Well, it's Rogan's show.
But if he's cultivating stand up there.
Yeah, that's great.
If he's cultivating this is what comedy is.
And he is doing that.
And those kids, all those guys on the show, and that's what comedy's going to be. And the people that don't like that aren't going to go to comedy. And the people that do are going to go see those shows.
And that's what we want.
It's pretty. I was like, shit.
And if you want to see like the Austin other shit, there's other stuff you can see. If you want to see the whatever it is, you can see it.
The only thing that doesn't make sense to me is the hotels. It's so expensive. Austin is so expensive. Like,
well, Elon Musk and Joe Rogan have been telling people it's the place to be. So yeah, it's expensive.
I mean, I wish that it's outrageous. $400 a night.
Dude, the apartments are going up at the rents are rising at like the fastest rate. The housing market just finally cooled down. I mean, you're talking about a year and a half ago, even a little, not even as long as that, houses were getting 30, 40 offers on one house. People were closing, 30, 40% more than ask. They had to sign waivers going, I know I'm paying an insane amount more.
Right.
Because they just wanted to get in.
Yeah. I don't understand though, like a Sheraton. I was at a shitty Sheraton. The wallpaper in the hallway was peeling off the wall. In my room, the carpet was wet. I had to change my room twice. And it was $400 a night. I don't understand that. Outrageous.
People will pay it.
I had to.
Yeah.
But that fucked me up. That fucked me up.
What I would like to do is move into Joe's home. And because it's a big enough home.
Yeah.
That I feel like I should be able to live there.
I would like to live there with you.
I think many of us.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz, myself, you, we should all live there.
We should maybe move into the studio.
That's another option.
I would take the studio and I would sleep in the sauna. I would sleep in the...
I haven't been there in a while. There's a sauna now.
Dude, his studio, it's so... look, Joe himself is just... He's always been that. Just that he walks in a room and you're like, who's that? Right? Even though you know him, you're like, what the fuck? He's got just such a great energy, right? But that studio is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, it's overwhelming. It's so like nondescript. And then you get in there and you're like, holy shit. I mean, all the stuff he has in there, the deprivation thing, the sauna and the gym.
Yeah.
I mean,
the coolest thing about all of his studios, they've always been nondescript.
Yeah.
And the first time I did the show, it was so cool. You just pull, you pull into a parking lot. You're like, what the fuck am I in the right place?
Yeah.
It's the first thing you think.
Yeah.
And then you see like a Navy SEAL or some big beefy guy. You're like, oh.
You get converged on.
Yeah. So it is interesting. That's one of my favorite things is that you'll never know what it is until you're inside.
Which was insane. And it's very, and then the studio is nice. It's not this huge, it's this cool, cozy thing. And you're right in there with them.
Yeah.
And but it's epic. And Tom's, what they're doing in Austin, I feel like it almost makes you want to go, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's just go there, get a house.
Yeah.
And well,
I did that.
I know you did. Now you're back.
I did that. And listen, when the club opens, I'll spend time there.
Yeah.
I'll spend a lot of time there.
sell that house on Long Island.
No, are you mentally ill?
Well,
are you nuts?
Listen,
you on crack?
Go buy a house near me.
Okay.
Go buy a house near me on a lake.
Okay.
Your life will change. And you know what else? Your parties will have better people.
Perhaps you'll have no one, which is better.
Dude, you'll have actors. All the actors, they don't live in... Who the fuck lives in Long Island? Who?
I don't know.
Nobody.
I mean, but I didn't buy to live around people. It's
Dude, you have a party, you want people to go.
we had a good amount of comics come.
Who?
A lot of lower rent people.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
But there was a few, Louis. That was it. But then there were others. Then there's sweet people. Sweet people.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
The people that you invited.
Normand came.
Normal would come. Come on.
I know he'd come. Whatever.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Are you going to his wedding?
No.
It's in New Orleans. I feel like I want to go.
Then go.
Food's gonna be good and stuff.
That's so funny.
Well, you know what I mean. I love New Orleans.
New Orleans is good. I actually said New Orleans food sucked a long time ago. I went there
and you regret it.
I trashed it. I was like, you gumbo, fuck gumbo.
Yeah.
You jumbo shit alaya, whatever it is. I hated it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, it's good. You got to try it again. And I went back with Nick DiPaolo and we went to really good. It's some of the best food I've ever had.
It's amazing.
I mean, it was really
good. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We say shit. Remember when we got in a fight over Ray Donovan? It's a horrible show. I actually watched it. I like it.
It's a great show.
It's actually really good. But that's what we do. We come out and we're like, Austin. And I want to let everyone know this, especially people at the Internal Revenue Service. I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And I say a lot of shit, but I love Texas and I'm a Texan and will be very soon.
I might be a Texan too.
You should be a Texan.
I want to. Don't you have like a guest house I can rent?
Yes, you can. No, just come. I don't care if you rent it.
Can I?
Just come stay there.
I could have just stayed. Why did I stay at the Sheridan?
Just stay at my house.
I don't know why I was.
Dude, my house is no money either. Like my mortgage it's so cheap.
Really?
It's $2,900 a month. For that. It's Texas.
That makes me sick. Really?
It's great. It's $2,900 a month.
I'm staying at your place next time.
Just stay there, yeah.
I'll stay at the guest house.
Yeah.
Up by the chickens.
I wish there were chickens.
Oh, you have deer. We have
a lot of deer.
We saw deer when we were there.
There's a lot of deer.
I love your house too.
It's not a bad house.
I'm like in Austin, dude.
I've said nothing but good things about it.
I mean, if we're gonna go down this route, I guess. I mean, that night when we were looking for a place.
I've publicly been in a war with Austin for a year and a half. But like all wars, they have to end. Yeah. Like all wars have to end. Ukraine and Russia will have to end. Me and Austin will have to end. LA's desolate too. LA sucks too.
LA's got good food though.
Great food.
I mean, ridiculous amount.
It's really good.
Yes.
It's gotten so much better.
It's got great food. I got to give LA credit on food. And I'm not, like that part of me, I don't do that anymore where I'm like,
No, I know.
I got to, where's the food?
Right.
Because that's, when I used to come to LA, it was where's the hookers?
And then it was where's the food?
And then it became where's the food?
You're where's the podcasts?
Well,
it's so sad. It gets sadder and sadder. Hookers, food, now it's where are the podcasts? Kamikoto makes great Japanese steel kitchen knives using traditional techniques from Japan. Kamikoto builds on the legacy of over 800 years of Japanese technology and expertise in creating the steel to make knives that have been meticulously handcrafted using traditional techniques that date back to the Edo period of Japan. You see? It's a company, and they're making knives, which everybody needs for the holidays. Each Kamikoto knife goes through a rigorous 19-step process that takes several years from start to finish to complete. With more than 100 years of experience between them, our expert bladesmiths hone and shape raw steel into hardy blades, polishing and sharpening them to an excruciatingly fine edge. Each knife comes with a beautiful heavy-duty ash wood box. It makes sure that the knife is stored safely. It also makes Kamakotos a great gift because of the wooden box the knives are presented in. So if somebody's into steak, they're into Wagyu stuff, they're into cooking, they're into serving, they're into having some type of party, these knife sets are really cool. And if you're serving meat at your house and you open up one of these wooden boxes, people are going to forget about all the things you said at dinner that bothered them. Whatever happens, whatever that happened to be, minimizing the Capitol riot, whatever it is that you did, you can then say, and here's the knife. And people go, great. And they move on. Knives are great. Knives are great. It's such a cool thing to bring out and show people. Almost as cool as a gun. So I'll tell you this right now. Thanks to Kamakoto for sponsoring this video. Get an additional $50 off on any purchase with code Tim Dillon during their Black Friday sale. So $50 off with any purchase with code Tim Dillon during their Black Friday sale. Go to kamakoto.com. That's KAMIKOTO.com/Tim Dillon and help support the show. It is always Japanese steel. They don't use anything other than Japanese steel. This is the best deal you can get on these amazing knives.
Dude, yeah, I remember when I used to come here, and that's what it reminded me of coming here tonight. It reminded me of getting a hooker back in the day, because you had to like go to an address and then you had to call when you got there, and then they would come out, they'd give you the right address.
How would you know which one to, like, where would you find? Was it on Backpage? Like, what was the?
It was the LA Weekly.
Okay.
You'd get the LA Weekly, and in the back they had the hookers. And you could,
and they just had like, would it say like, hey, I'm,
it would have a picture of a girl, and it was never that girl.
Right.
It would have this blonde girl. You'd be like, oh my God. And you'd show up and it was a Spanish woman in her 50s with zits. And at that point, you're just like, look, it's 3:00 in the morning. Let's just do this. And you'd go in and do what you had to do.
What was the price back then?
Back then it was different prices. It was $100 usually, or $120. But LA is the worst for sex workers. New York was the best. New York was the ultimate, because I don't know. I think because of porn was here. I don't know. They fucked you a lot here. It was always a scam. New York, it was actually, they had some type of code where you kind of got what you wanted.
Right.
But in LA, it was always a scam. It was always bullshit. Like, I showed up one time at this place. It was a hotel, shitty hotel. And we showed up, and she was like, yeah, I can't touch you. You can't touch me, but we can get naked and you can masturbate. And it's like, I already gave you the money. Now I'm just sitting there, and I could have just done this in my hotel.
Yeah. What is that?
Well, it's just sex. It's bad, it's like bad stuff, but you think you're going to, hook up. Like in New York, you would go and you'd go into a room and
What do you think sex work in Austin's like? Just a big woman who smells like brisket. She comes out and she's just dangling burnt ends, like pasties over her tits.
She's got like bikey tattoos and ashy elbows.
She's technically a lesbian, but she's making side cash.
She's got cancer, freckles on her tits.
Yeah, she just comes out with like that dykey green hair, and she's like, I sucked a dick once, I'll do it again. I owe tax money, I'll do it again if I have to. Yeah, I mean, it's
sex in LA has never been good.
No, sex in LA is horrible. I mean, it is good if you're I guess if you're going to the orgies.
There's orgies?
Just like Eyes Wide Shut shit.
Where?
Has to be.
I mean, you can't.
I'm not invited.
I've never seen that.
I know, but I just have to believe it, because there's got to be a reason that people live here.
Yeah, I've never seen that. The sex here is terrible. I almost got shot one time. I had a girl come to my hotel room. It wasn't the girl in the thing. It was some angry. She was angry, and she was like, she just gave me an attitude. And then she came in very nice, and then she took the money, and then she started giving me all these rules, and I was like, what the fuck? And then she left, and her guy came up and was like, listen, stop. He had a gun, and he was like, he's this little white guy. He's like, stop messing with her. And I called the place back up, and I placed a complaint. And I was like, this is bullshit. You sent the wrong girl. It's not the girl. And I complained. I'm like, this is crap. You know, I've ordered from you before. I'm going to tell everybody I know. And then they go, we're going to send her back up. And they made her come back up. And she came back up. And
What was her attitude like then?
it was terrible, but so was mine.
Okay.
So I just masturbated in front of her and I made her dance.
What a beautiful story.
I go, just dance. And she was just kind of doing this, angry.
Just
And then-
pissed off dancing
Yeah.
and you're just jerking off angry as well.
It was terrible. It was like the worst experience ever.
Yeah, I mean,
But I didn't want I wanted to get my money worth.
you don't want to get robbed.
No, I almost got robbed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad I'm out of that sex stuff though. That sex addiction was the worst.
That was bad. How do you get out of that? Meeting a good woman?
Yeah. I mean, I mean,
Because you went from drugs,
I went from drugs.
sex.
Food was the first
Right.
back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then it went to drugs. It went
Yeah.
back to food when I went to rehab. Then it went to sex. And sex, after I got sober, I just got addicted to it, man. It was terrible.
And
It was
when
bad.
were you able to have relationships in that?
No,
Yeah.
no, I wasn't. It's just something I did. I had to find it, hunt it down.
Right.
I mean, anytime I went to a hotel, I would open up the yellow pages and look for massage parlors and look for, some weird thing just to fill
Yeah.
the hole. And then, when I went, my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, it was terrible. I had a bottom and it was like, look, she's going to leave. She's gone.
You hit a bottom.
I hit a bottom.
Okay,
No.
I heard I had to bottom.
I mean, we got close to that too a couple of times. Let's be honest.
I heard I had to bottom. I'm like, you really had a problem. I'm like, you had a real issue. God.
I got close, man. There was a couple of times. But
So
yeah.
when Dawn was like giving you an ultimatum, like
Yeah.
you got to clean it up.
Yeah, dude, I was out. I tapped out. I went to therapy. I had to get my shit together. It's funny because every friend I have that told me to let her go and just, you're a piece of shit. Stop. You can't do it. Just let her go find somebody she deserves. You're a piece of garbage.
Our group of people is you don't want to get any advice from them ever.
No, the only person that gave me good advice was Colin Quinn.
Yeah.
He said, try to change. Try. And in 8 months, if you can't, a year you can't, then at least you tried. If you don't, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life.
Right.
And I listened to him.
Yeah.
And I did.
You always listen to him.
You got to. And I did. And he saved my life. And he saved my relationship with my wife now, the mother of my child. And I got out of it.
Right.
I got out of it because it's a bad one, man. Sex is a bad one. Food is the worst.
Food is the worst because you can't sex you can't get rid of either, but you can get rid of a lot of it.
Yeah, you could not fuck prostitutes behind your girlfriend's back. You could not, contribute to sex trafficking. Yeah, all that shit. Yeah,
But food
you
is
not get jerked off next to a Polo Loco
yeah.
at 11.
But then the next thing is eating the Pollo Loco, and that's a problem too.
And no, that's a good one. A Polo Loco is good. That's a good. It's
I enjoy it. I'm just saying it's
chicken. It's
yeah.
chicken.
But they got
So,
mac and cheese. You can do the wrong thing.
go off the rails anywhere, I guess.
Go off the rails.
Yeah, food is the worst because you can't get away from it. And it feels just as good as sex.
Food has an addictive quality that I feel like few people understand.
No, a lot of people don't. They do, but they've never tapped into those feelings.
Even fat people, when I talk to other fat people, I'm like, oh, you don't even, this isn't an addiction for you. You just are eating like shit.
Yeah.
And you're fat and you're lazy, but you don't view it like an addiction. Because I always viewed it like an addiction.
Right.
And I'm like, you don't even view it like that.
No.
A lot of them don't even view it like that.
No, it's a hard thing to be aware of.
Right.
But when you are, it fucking kills you.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're doing. And you know what you're doing after, because the food addiction thing, I still order like a food addict. Like today for lunch.
Right.
I knew what I can eat, but I still ordered 2 things.
Right.
I still order 2 things.
I've never not ordered because number one, you get one thing, you go, what if it sucks? It doesn't suck. But you go, what if I remember going through the drive-thru at McDonald's with my grandmother, and I ordered like 3 things. And she goes, why don't you order one thing? And I went, why? And she goes, because you're one person.
Yes.
And that was like, that hit me. I was like, oh, she's right. But I've never thought like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, McDonald's, to me, it was like, okay, you get a large fry, right? But you always want some more fries.
Right.
The large fry is not enough.
Right.
It is, but it's not. So what I would do is get 3 large fries.
Right.
I get 3 large fries because I won't eat them all, but I'll never want another fry.
That's a good point.
I like to get to the point where I'm like, I'm done, I'm full.
Right.
And with 3, and then you put it in the bag and you can just keep eating until you're like, I'm full. 1 large fry is not enough.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's so hard to go out and not get an appetizer or a few.
Yeah.
And then an entree. And then they come over and they're like dessert. I mean, it's a problem.
It's nuts the way we eat here, if you think about it.
Yeah. America does this. No other country does it.
Does the appetizer.
It like it's the size of a dinner.
Well, you get the appetizer, which is a dinner, and then you get a whole meal.
Yeah.
So your plate comes, you just shared 2 or 3 appetizers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And bread.
Right.
We always get bread. I don't know what the fucking bread thing is, but we always get bread at the beginning
Yeah.
with butter.
These are portion sizes around the world that we're looking at.
Yeah, exactly. And where's America? There's United States. 2 cutlets.
2 cutlets.
Yeah, 2 cutlets. But the thing that they're not showing in this.
See, this is what they don't, they're not showing
The before.
the before.
Yeah.
Like, cause here's the reality is like when you could get calorie counts up. That's what it really is. If you go to like calorie counts at like a Red Lobster or something like that, 1 entree is about 2,000 calories.
2,000 calories.
1 entree.
Right.
Of like fried shrimp, that linguine pasta, and some other bullshit. Like they have to like pick 3, you know?
Yeah.
And we have more fast food or theme restaurants, whatever you want to call them, than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Nobody has what we have.
No.
Nobody, you don't go anywhere. When you go to a mall and you have the Cheesecake Factory and fucking Johnny Rockets and fucking every fast food, McDonald's, Chipotle,
The food court.
the food court, everything.
Yeah.
Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah.
Want a milkshake?
It's nuts. When you go to like a Cheesecake Factory and you're getting an appetizer of chicken wings, you'll get chicken wings before your meal. Like
Right.
I would get chicken wings and I would order a French fry for the table.
Yeah.
Like just get a fry for the table. Everybody loves fries.
I would get a chicken quesadilla
Ooh.
with guacamole as an appetizer.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an appetizer. It's probably not. It's probably
It's a
an
meal.
entree. I consider it an appetizer. I would get that. I get the little stuffed mushroom bites.
Yep.
The little stuffed mushroom bites.
Yeah.
Okay. I would do the buffalo blasts.
Those are good.
Those are good.
Yeah.
And then I would get like a burger and we'd split it. And I'd be with one other person and
Yeah.
we'd be eating like,
I get a soup.
yeah.
I always get asked what the soup is.
Right.
And I get the bowl. I'm not getting a cup of soup.
Right.
I'll get like a clam chowder. I'm in. I'll get a salad, whatever.
Right.
And then I'll get like a fried calamari,
Yeah.
and it's for everybody, right? But then you get the meal. But then I'll get a steak. I'll get a ribeye, a 16th hour. I think I've ever ordered a 10-ounce ribeye.
We went to, my agent took us out to S&W, which is a steakhouse in Vegas, and me, Sam Talent, the guy that opens for me, and we had, I mean, a shellfish tower,
Yeah.
carpaccio, fucking lobster ravioli.
Yeah.
Then we had a Chateaubriand. We had the sides. We had the desserts. I felt when I walked out of that table, you just felt like you could barely move.
Yeah.
You feel like if anyone tried to attack me right now, I feel like an anaconda that had just expanded with the kill of a capybara, and you can't move. How did you change your life?
I was fucking done, dude. I was done. I just couldn't be fat anymore.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't carry it around. I couldn't feel that way anymore. I mean, I had heartburn every night. I had to take my socks off when I slept. because my feet were swollen. My knee hurt all the time. My heart rate, I breathing. I would hear myself on podcast. I couldn't. My heart rate was everything was falling. It was gone, and I just couldn't. I couldn't quit alcohol, quit drugs, come this far, do all this shit, have a family, finally have done it, feeling like have a good life, and then I'm gonna fucking get taken out by
Food.
pasta and pizza. It just didn't make sense to me anymore. You know, it's like I can't do it. I had to give it up. I had to give up my first addiction, my friend. It was my friend.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm on the road a lot. I don't really travel with people. And I feel like Lily Tomlin on this fucking thing. And I had to give it up. I had to just give it up.
This is the new hour that you have, which is brilliant, is about a lot of this stuff.
Well, some of it. The new hour I'm working on now is kind of about food, more food addiction, about that. You know, my 6 fats, my first fat, my second fat, my third fat. This hour we did with Louis, he came to me after a show I opened for him, and he's like, you know, I want to do your hour because nobody would give me an hour. And he's like, I want to direct your hour and produce it. And I was like, fucking yeah, that's awesome. And he was like, what do you got? And I was like, I got 2 hours. I got one on food, and I got a bunch of other stuff. He goes, I just want you to kill. He goes, I don't want a theme thing. I just want you to go up and do a club set. I want you to do it like you're on the road, you're at a club, and you just murder for an hour.
Right.
And I was like, great. So we picked Tampa because Tampa's the shit.
The best.
And the crowds are awesome and they're supportive. And Mike Calta, my number one best friends out there. And the look of it is, it's Elvis's 68 comeback special. I wanted a 10 foot by 10 foot, 12-inch stage. I want everybody around me. You know that look when he came out in that?
Yeah.
And we created it at Coastal Creatives, this place. There's just empty space, and we made it.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Can we get Elvis's special up? I'm curious as to what that looks like. So are you like in the round?
It's not the round. It's almost the round. It's more of a square. But yeah. Like if you look at, like, see how the people are around him?
Right.
In the images?
Yes.
Yeah. See, like everybody's around him, right? And if you bring up my kill box, Robert Kelly kill box, and I can't believe they really got it. You know what I mean? Yeah, we made it. Yeah, see that one right there? The one to the first one. Yeah, see that? It's the same type of.
They did it.
Yeah, they did it. It's the same vibe, and it's great. That's a great shot too. All those people, they're right up on you.
Yeah.
So why, as you're telling the jokes, you can see people laughing.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the theater thing. It's fine.
Right.
But I feel like it's just closed off.
Specials are tough. They're hard. I hate having them. I love live performance. Making it a special is difficult. That's difficult.
It's hard to do because you're doing it on cue.
Yeah.
You know, instead of going up, there's something at stake.
Right.
Like I talked about before. 20 minutes into my set on the first show, this lady almost died, and we had to stop the show.
Yeah.
And we had everything, and it just fucking threw me off.
Yeah.
It fucked me up. That was in my head, so I had to get the next one.
What did she almost die of?
We don't know. She just passed out, and she was, and her husband was crying, and it was a fucking nightmare. And the whole room went from having a blast, having the greatest time, to like, this person's gonna die.
Yeah.
And they dragged her out, and I guess she survived. Thank God. Her husband sent me a DM the next day. She's okay.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
But it was all right. I mean, look, like, it's weird too, because now everybody, like, you have to pay for my special.
Yes.
But it's like, look, man, we didn't just go do this for $10,000 at a club, which I'm fine with. We went and tried to make something special.
Yeah.
We tried to come up with a thing in my head, give it to Louis, his team, and let's make it, and let's put it out there on his website and not ask anymore, and we just did it. And people, I'm so happy they've been responding and buying it and supporting it.
Well, they should. It's a great fucking hour. I saw you do that hour in Round Rock, Texas, or a good portion of that hour at a bar, and you murdered. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was crazy. That bar.
So I mean, that was the best hour I'd seen in a very long time. So it's like you should absolutely go and buy that. Are you happy when you look at like the decision to do it the way you did it in that environment? Do you say to yourself like, that's great, you want to do that again?
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know either. I don't know. Because like I shot in Denver and I shot in a big theater in Denver. I go, I don't want to do that again. I want it different. I want something else. And it's not that I hated it.
Right.
I just, the fire alarm went off first show before I went on. It's a whole thing.
Something always happens.
But to me, I would go smaller next time maybe.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I like doing these specials. The first one I did at the Village Underground. This one was here. And we created this space. I think the next one, maybe I do a theater. Maybe I do something a little bigger.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done one in a theater. And it's when you do a theater, you do theaters all the time. It's a different performance.
Very.
It's not like in this crowd, I can see people's faces.
Yeah.
So I wind up yapping to them. There's a lot of I put crowd work into it.
Yeah.
Like the rule Louis had is if it's funny, it's in.
Yeah, it's the best rule.
So there was a crowd work thing that he left in. And I was like, great. And now you don't have to go through somebody to say, oh, you should take that out. You should just fuck it.
Put it in.
I was going to call it Remember AIDS.
And you should have.
And I was like, we can't do that. And Lou was like, why not? We can call it whatever we want. I don't give a shit. Because you can do whatever you want now. Because you're not asking anybody.
Right.
You're just doing it.
Yeah.
And now that Louis has his own site and your fan base is going to fucking buy whatever you put out because they love you.
I think that the streamers are going to start letting you call it Remember AIDS too. Because they're all broke.
You think so?
Yeah. They're losing a lot of money, man. I didn't get any notes on that special. I think it's going to go the other way where people are like, we got to make money. These are all businesses.
Yeah.
These guys all have mortgages.
Yeah.
And I think people forgot about that. And they're like, oh, but we could just win Emmys and like have articles written about us saying how great we are. And it's like, eventually something's got to make money.
Yeah.
And something's got to be good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go back to like where, there's always going to be, things are going to be a reflection somewhat of the time that they're in.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think making just woke garbage might be over, and people are like, let's make things that are good.
Yeah, I think funny always wins.
Yeah.
In the end. And I mean, look at this. I don't have to, back in the day, you had to do some radio tour that a publicist set up and you had to go on, hey, this is Robert Kelly's Killbox, blah, blah.
Right.
And it was like, holy, I don't even know these people. I don't even know if they like me. Some of them didn't, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm out here with you at fucking 11 o'clock at night in the middle of nowhere, shooting at your studio.
Yeah.
And thousands of people are watching this.
Yeah.
And you're my friend.
Right.
And we're just shooting the shit.
It's easier.
I mean, I just farted. I think I might have shit my pants.
Right.
I think I might have shit my pants. I don't know if I pooped. But yeah.
But you could shit on morning radio too.
You can't. You can't
shit on morning radio?
You can shit on morning radio, but not morning TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the whole thing changed, dude. I'm hanging with my friend right now.
Right.
Doing your podcast.
Yeah.
And thousands of people could go buy this thing.
Yeah.
And
should.
And it's like, that's nuts.
Right.
That you're in control. Like all of our podcasts, all these friends of comics are in control of the people that like them now, instead of CBS being in control of all those people and controlling you.
They're going to win it. They'll win in the end.
Who?
The industry will win in the end.
Why? How?
They'll buy everything. They'll buy all this shit.
You
probably.
think how much would it cost for you?
For me?
Yeah, to buy you. I'm CBS. I want to own this. How much?
20 million.
That's it?
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
Look at he just look at his eyes.
$20 million. Because here's the reality. I go, okay, if you write me a check for own it, meaning what? Own it meaning like you want.
You're on CBS something, and you have to go. You have to answer to somebody.
As long as I could do the show I want to do,
Yeah, but you'd have to answer to somebody.
Oh, yeah, if you $20 million answer. I mean, I'm going to do what I do. And they know, like, if I'm envisioning that if they buy this stuff,
Yeah.
they know what it is.
Yeah.
And they want to own it for a reason.
Yeah.
And the people that like it for a reason.
But CBS is not going to buy it.
No.
So somebody like Sirius or
They might. Someone like that.
Somebody like that who, is out on the outskirts, who kind of don't give a fuck, who kind of do things anyways. They already have Stern and, Jim and Sam and what Rogan's on is Spotify. They are taking risks.
Yeah.
But there's no way a network.
No.
Or even a cable channel is going to take
a division of one of those companies. I do think that maybe streamers in the future, like, look at some of this stuff and go, maybe they want it.
What, like Netflix?
I don't know if Netflix, but
I'm surprised
maybe.
Netflix hasn't bought a podcast.
I think they just don't want the smoke, as they would say. Like, they don't want the potential problems.
Right.
They just don't want the controversy.
Right.
I think that's probably.
But don't you think that they're losing a lot of money to podcasting? Don't you think, like...
Well, the problem with the podcast, this has always been the problem with the podcast, right? You can't make this much better. Like, let's say Netflix put it in a studio and they got a staff and had all these people. You go, well, it doesn't make it much better.
Right.
This is why they don't fuck with us, because if you look at a sketch that somebody did online, they could go, we can make that a show.
Right.
With this, there's not much you can do. Like, I guess you could make it real time, but it's not real time. But you know what I mean? Like, they can't do that much with any of this stuff. I think that they can still do a lot when they're making movies and when they're making shows. But with this, like, the reality of what this is just people shooting the shit, some of them being funny.
Yeah. It is crazy that you have your own studio.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
And you can just roll in. You just got out of a plane.
Yeah.
And me and you are sitting here talking to thousands of people. And it doesn't, there's one person, there's some technology, and you hit a couple buttons and you're gone. That's crazy.
It's
and
crazy.
That's technology.
But there's limits to it too, right? The limits are, it's not going to ever replace Step Brothers or Tommy Boy, right? Or Anchorman.
Hasn't it?
The Birdcage. No, it won't.
What movie that came out is like that?
None of them. But I'm saying the person in this world that we're all in, who finds a way to make a 90-minute comedy the way that all comedies that we grew up with were, it's going to change the game. Because I'm telling you, I love podcasting. It's my I love it. That being said, it's a lot of things. But what it isn't is what I just said. It's not those things. So the person who figures out a way to do a movie like that, and I don't mean Louis, who's already established and already brilliant. I mean a guy in our group, who figures out a way to fund and do a film. Yeah, that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, but the film has to be. I think the comedies aren't funny anymore. It's got to be funny. It's got to be fucked up. It's got to be very fucked up. There's got to have be some tits in it. I think tits have to come back. Tits have to come back. TNA. And they can be trans tits. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I prefer, because with that, you can even show the penis. I'm for it all. 100%. Yes. I'd love to see a trans huge naked T instead of TNA, TND. Just a fun comedic and people are getting aroused. It's great. Oh my God. Fuck yeah. I'd love to see that. Like Porky's, but trans. Yes. Kentucky Fried Movie. Yeah. With trans. Yes. Fantastic, man. That's the pitch. Was there any, what was the movie with a trans? Oh, what movie with the trans? It was, the fucking Zach Galifianakis movie. Hangover? Hangover had trans. Perhaps. Hangover 2. I don't remember. Perhaps, yeah, you're probably right. Oh, yeah. Oh, believe me, I remember. I'm a big fan of the trans. Well, straight guys are very into trans now. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah. It's big. So should go in the movie. Yeah, it was definitely, There she is. Yeah, trans. Smoking hot. Look at her. Yeah. Yeah, I think the next movies that are going to come out that are going to make an impact are going to be fucking outrageous.
They have to be.
Politically incorrect, fucked up,
They have
real
to
life
be.
shit. Because
that's the one thing we can't do ourselves, or we can. We got to figure out how to do it ourselves. We could do talk shows ourselves, stand up, all that shit. I mean, talk shows, this is what a podcast is. We took over late night TV doesn't matter anymore.
so crazy.
Yeah, late night TV is bullshit.
This is like doing a late night show.
It's different. Yeah, but the one thing we haven't figured out is movies. Because there are a lot of money.
Yep.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Yep.
Got to work with a lot of different people.
Right.
These things are hard for comics, but the person who figures it out is going to change the game.
I think Burr has a movie coming out that's going to be something like that.
Okay.
I think.
He might.
Yeah. I think somebody's going to do it.
I think he's already kind of done it. He's been in a million, but I'm also talking about like those guys are like, they're legendary. Got like, they should have movies anyway.
Right.
I'm talking about like from the ground up, and this might be from the ground up with him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean like from the ground up, the person who goes, I've also made this thing and here it is and you can buy it. That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
When it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not going to be me.
Don't say that.
Why? What are you talking about? I have a tiny house in New Hampshire.
Helix is great. I have all Helix mattresses in my house. They were nice enough to send me a bunch. Helix has a quiz that you take, 2 minutes to complete. It matches your body type with the type of mattress you want. Do you want a firm mattress? Do you want a medium mattress? Do you want a soft mattress? It's really amazing how great they are and how cheap they are. Many people spend thousands and thousands of dollars on mattresses. They're not nearly as good as a Helix. Everybody I've had over my house who slept in the guest room goes, wow, this mattress is great. And they go, what kind of mattress it is? And I'm like, it's a Helix. They're like, no way. And they lose their mind. They're like, you're a fucking liar. I'm like, I'm not a liar. They're like, you lie about a lot of shit. And then we get in a fight. But Helix is one of the really great companies out there. I'm telling you, if you try it, usually don't. You realize, oh, you don't have to spend all that money. So that's what we're doing right now. You know, we're doing an ad for Helix. But I believe in Helix. And I sleep on Helix. And I donate Helix mattresses to unhoused people on the street. If I see them, I will pull over and we'll stack a couple of Helixes in a van and, you know, we'll send them out to them. And we have them take the quiz first and find out how they like to sleep. What are they, a side sleeper? And that's a big problem with the unhoused population right now in Los Angeles, and building housing for them is the beds. And are you a side sleeper? Do you sleep hot? Do you sleep cold? Are you a stomach sleeper? Do you like firm? Do you like soft? This is huge. And this survey has gone out to all 40,000 homeless people, and they're still returning it. And that's the biggest problem that we're having. We have a mayor's race next week, but as soon as we get the 40,000 Helix sleep quizzes back from the homeless population in Los Angeles, California, we will be able to start to construct the affordable housing. If you want a great deal on this mattress, they're offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/TimD. You want some deals for the holidays? helixsleep.com/TimD. They're offering $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. So many of my friends are losing their hair and they're bald and there's nothing they can do about it. But here's something you can do about it. Save the hair that's already on your head. How do you do that? A witch doctor? A voodoo priestess? A pact with the devil? No. How about Keeps? Keeps. How about that? I'm telling you right now, it is a hair loss medication that allows you to retain the hair that you have on your head. Okay? It is a hair loss treatment. It is awesome. It's prescription medication delivered at home, online doctor consultations. It's not a lot of money. You can do it virtually, convenient, online, virtual consultations, medications delivered straight to your door every 3 months. They have 24/7 care and support. Treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see results. So when you start losing your hair, what you really want to do is start on this regimen, and that it will allow you to keep your hair the one that you have. So you don't have to get a wig. You don't have to start doing a hair. I know a guy that recently just got a hair surgery, and everyone can tell there's something wrong. So if you can keep your natural hair for as long as you can with Keeps, you're doing a lot better than the freak, who's a literal freak now. You know, he was someone that we all liked, but he had a hair surgery where he had hair surgically put onto his head, and now he's a freak, and he's disgusting, and he has been ostracized and cast out of the community. And because he did something, and we go, ugh, because we can all tell that there's something wrong with it. Whereas if he had just started Keeps and kept his natural hair, it would be so much easier to like stomach him, look him in the face, and treat him like a human. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/Tim Dillon. Receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/Tim Dillon to get your first month free. keeps.com/Tim Dillon. I'm telling you right now, it is amazing. You'll love it. Hair is great. Happy holidays.
Well, I don't know. It's hard. It's difficult because you got to have the right idea.
Well, you got to have money, dude.
You got to have money and the right idea. And
I'm
the
trying.
Time.
I have the
time.
I have a show that I'm filming in the summer. Comedy camp. Ever tell you about that?
No.
It's happening.
Okay.
It's a show that I'm raising.
Is it where you take comedians camping?
I take comedians. You ever see the show Alone?
No.
All right. There's a show called Alone, and they take 10 people up into the woods, and they drop them off 3 miles, 5 miles, 7 miles apart from each other, and whoever lasts the longest wins.
Oh.
This show is I'm taking 5 comedians up into the woods, and for 5 days. But it's literally hiking up into the mountains, making a camp, and living for 5 days with 5 comedians.
That's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
And this is based on the thing you do with Ari and Joe List?
It's based on, it's kind of Bushcraft Party Boys.
And what do you guys do again? You go into like the woods?
I love that you talk about it. Like, yes. You go up into the woods.
I've never been invited. I'm an alien.
Dude, I would take you up. We'll do it this summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're filming it.
You know where we should do it?
Russell Peters is
Long
in
Island.
it. You can't do the woods in Long Island. There's no hills. There's no hills. It's a fucking flat place.
There's enough hills.
There's no mountains.
There's cliffs.
You can't bushcraft in a cliff, Tim.
Okay.
You can't.
So Russell Peters is doing this?
Russell Peters, Bill Burr,
Okay.
Jim Norton.
Okay, you got a group.
We got Beth Stellings. Hopefully, I think she's doing it. And we're literally...
You should get Whitney in there. Whitney will kill all of you.
Whitney would be great. She'd be fantastic. But I mean, no cell phones, no internet, no managers, no nothing. No.
How do you shoot the show?
No crafts. Everybody, it's like the show Alone. Everybody has the cameras on them, and we have one camera person that's shooting.
Yeah, people are gonna die.
Man, no.
Bobby, people are gonna die.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about? People are gonna die.
Nobody's going to die.
You're gonna have blood on your hands.
We're not going to have.
You're gonna have blood all over your hands.
Tim,
it's be dripping off your hands.
What are you talking about?
People are gonna die.
How are they gonna die?
They're not able to survive in these conditions.
Listen, it's not going to be. We're going to have supplies.
Okay, so now we get to the reality.
Well, hang on.
Let's get to the reality.
Listen, we're going to have supplies. Not like they're going to have to hunt for their food.
Okay, see, they show up and they have a tent and food.
They have to. Well, first of all, they have to set up their camp. Okay. They have to set up.
Okay.
They have to. We have to. It's called primitive camping. So there's no campsite. It's not.
What about glamping, where it's glamorous?
No.
Okay.
No. It's primitive camping. So we're hiking up into a certain place. We have a guide that's going to take us.
Will you have a Coleman tent?
You'll have a tarp.
Okay.
You'll have a tarp and
dispersed camping.
But you're going to have
term given to camping in the United States on public land other than designated campsites. This type of camping is most common national forest. So this is the type of stuff.
We're going to basically hike up 4 hours into the woods, find a spot, make camp, and you'll have to do certain tasks. Start a fire, get firewood, have a solo night out by yourself. You're going to have to, like Norton's going to have to go out into the woods. We're going to find a place, set up a camp, build a structure to protect himself, and sleep out by himself at night out
Can
in
I
the
ask
woods.
you a question?
Yes, sir.
Why?
And because you have, I mean, have you ever been out in the woods?
I have.
Have you ever been
The
out?
woods are evil. It's true. They're pagan. I'm a Christian. I believe in the oceans and the mansions and the Rolls Royces because I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of Christ. The woods are pagan and satanic. I don't love the woods.
The woods are beautiful and quiet, and it's one of the only places you can go where you can go back in time to where it was a much simpler place, where you are not with your addictions, you're not with your compulsions, you're not with this excitement or huge highs or really lows. It's just good.
I
It's
do
just
enjoy.
good.
I will say it is a nice campfire and some stuff is fun.
There's nothing like being out with no phone.
Could I bring like a Bush's baked bean, like the grilling beans?
If you do the show, if you do it,
Of course.
I'll allow you baked beans for one night. But
Okay.
so
Because you're
Yeah.
saying that they're not going to have to hunt for their food
well, we're gonna look into that because if we could we could set snares for certain things.
or fish.
Fishing is going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Russell Peters, by the way, has like 19 Bentleys. Does he know he'll be snaring the food or?
You don't know Russell Peters' background.
I'm sure. Is it in India and does it involve water that's not clean?
It involves tigers.
Yeah, I get it. He's
His
tough.
father used to hunt tigers,
That's nuts.
and he went with him as a boy, and actually,
Will you be camping where there are tigers?
no, there's
Okay.
there's gonna be
Very
no
few.
tiger.
Okay.
There's gonna be no tiger, but it's gonna be wildlife, man.
This is fun. That's gangster.
That's him, man. That tiger, he shot as it was jumping up to kill him.
Well, I'm against the murder of the animals. Like,
Well, over there, you know,
I get it because they come into the village.
So yeah,
That's what the environmentalists don't realize. They come into the village
and they
and
snatch kids.
and monkeys are thieves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, this is going to be, it's going to be to take Jim Norton out and take him out of the penthouse, the cabs, the car, the cell phones, all the stuff.
That all
right?
sounds great.
And to put him up in the woods for 5 days.
5 is a lot, Bobby.
Well, there's
5
one up and one down.
Okay,
So
so
it's-
3.
It's probably 4 days. Then I would say 6 days is coming down. So you're going to have 4 days up in the woods.
Okay.
So we have to set up camp. You have to,
Doing upstate New York?
it's either going to be in upstate New York or it's going to be in Canada, in Toronto.
Oh.
So it's going to be crazy, man. Because when the sun goes down, like I've gone up with people, like me and Ari and Joe have gone up. I've taken Paul Verzi up in the woods, just me and him. You hike up a couple hours, you make a spot, and then you're having a good time. And then the sun goes down and the whole world changes.
Now explain that because that sounds very gay and very cool.
Yeah, we just start
This-
sucking each other off because there's nobody around.
when
Nobody's
you
gonna know.
say the sun goes down and the whole world changes. That's-
Yeah, no, we just get down.
that sounds like the gayest thing I've ever heard.
No, dude, it's
Now, when you say this, because it gets dark, is it?
when it gets dark out in the woods, you understand, like in the city, you can't see stars, right? Because the lights of the city. But when you go out in the woods, there's no lights of the city. So you can see galaxies fucking turning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Like,
I do know.
It's a different thing. But you can't see in front of your face. And then your eyes adjust. And all of a sudden you're in complete darkness. The only thing you have is the fire. And there's nobody around for 2 hours. And when you hear something, it's something.
Right,
It's not nothing.
right,
It's something.
right.
And you have to deal with that.
You're describing the Bronx.
It's very similar.
Yeah, okay.
It's very similar. When the sun goes down, you have the same fears.
Yeah. But I like the idea of, because what you're basically saying is that you're trying to get to a part of yourself that has been
that comics don't get to.
The comics don't get to.
We don't get to, man. We're going from.
What about Rogan? He gets to it because that's his whole
Rogan?
thing.
Absolutely gets.
They like airdrop him into a volcano and he like hunts like the three-legged lizards or something.
Yeah, dude. Rogan gets it. You know, Callan he gets it. You know, like there's certain guys that get it, but there's you know, certain friends of mine, comics. But the thing that when you do this with regular people, right? They're talking about, they're just still those same people. When you bring comics on a hike, it's fucking hilarious.
Right.
When you're up by a campfire with comics, dude, the amount of, funny shit that it's so funny. You know, it's like you're smashing people. You're talking about these things. You're going off and it's great. But all of a sudden something is coming in the woods and it's like, what the fuck is that? It's like
it is cool. Yeah.
You become real. It's like all of a sudden it's no joke anymore.
Because you're stripped down.
Stripped down.
You're out there in the woods.
And we're
you have your fears, your insecurities, your whatever, and you're in there and you're still a comic and you're still using that defense mechanism.
Right.
That's your armor.
Yeah.
But it's real shit.
It's real. We don't ever get to be real out there.
That's very true.
I'm always seeing the funny Tim Dillon version.
Right.
When we hang out, we're always trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
If me and you are up in the woods,
you're going to see that too.
And the sun goes, dude, and the sun goes down.
I get funnier.
Dude, if
no, I'm kidding.
Dude, if me and you were in the woods,
yes.
If you were on the show and you know, it's pitch dark out, it's 11 o'clock at night, and you're not going home for a couple days, and you're going to crawl into some tent, into a sleeping bag on a sleeping pad, you're going to be a different guy the next day.
That's true.
You're not going to be the second day and the third day. You're going to be different because you're not going to have a shrimp scampi or a fucking quesadilla. You know, you're not going to have the microphones.
What do you see happen to people? You've done this before. What happens on that second or third day when there is no shrimp scampi or quesadilla? What happens to these guys? What do they become? You become like
you become
a truer version of yourself.
No, you actually get to be yourself.
Interesting.
You actually become yourself.
Interesting.
Because you're actually looking at things and appreciating them. And when you get back to your house and the AC's on and your pillows are on the bed and you open a fridge and you
appreciate it a lot more.
It's dude.
I will say that I've done not kind of what you're describing, but I've done similar things where I have then gone home and you appreciate home.
Yeah, dude. I've been to Guatemala a couple times with my friend and we just went and it's rough and crazy and scary and petrifying. And when you get home after that trip, you're just like, I'm so glad to live in America. I'm so glad I can drink the shower water.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I love my life. It makes you appreciate what you got.
Have you ever thought of doing it? Would you take comics to the Bronx and you put them and the night falls and they have to set up a camp? It's the same show, but it's just easier to shoot because it's in them.
It's too dangerous. That's too dangerous.
It's I understand what you mean, and I feel like but I do love the beach and the ocean, and that to me is to walk on the beach.
Dude,
Bobby,
what are you gonna do on the beach? What?
I'm telling you,
what's gonna attack you? A middle-aged fucking gay guy trying to suck you off? No,
that's more dangerous to many people you know than a lion. First of all, tigers are much easier to deal with than Jews. So if you were on a beach,
easy, Kanye.
Easy. If you were on a beach in the you're
gonna lose your Puma ads.
My whole point is that like nature isn't just the woods. It's not just the woods. The ocean's tough. I've been in riptides. I've almost died in riptides. Have you ever been in a riptide?
I've been in a fucking you swim diagonal.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that at the time. But the point is,
everybody knows that.
Yeah, well, I didn't know it, but you're right.
And they have lifeguards that fucking everywhere.
Not where I am.
I did. Listen,
Town of Southampton is a commonwealth.
the ocean is I don't like it. It's not fun.
It's more powerful than the woods. You know it is. You know the ocean's more powerful than the woods. The feminine is more powerful than the masculine, and you know it. The ocean's big pussy.
Okay, fine. I will give you that.
Okay.
The ocean is more powerful than the woods, but
That's all I wanted.
The woods are better.
No.
The woods are better.
No.
100%.
No.
Dude, the ocean is the same shit every day.
Because it's dope.
Dude, we have seasons in the forest.
I do. So I do like the idea of that. Are you thinking about, is this a fall thing?
It's going to be in the spring because we got to go after mud season.
Right.
Because after the winter, the mountains, the snow melts and the woods become very muddy. And then there's fly season, it's bug season when the bugs all hatch.
That's the summer.
And that's the beginning of the summer. There's a certain time when the black flies is that you don't want to be in the woods at that time. It's a nightmare during the day. So we want to go either in the spring or the late summer. Now September's a good time to go because there's no bugs. It's cold at night, and we don't want it to be too hot. We don't want it to be too fucked up because I don't want to break these guys. I don't want them to.
Well, that's what I thought you were gonna do.
Well, let me tell you something, dude. The winner of it. You win by doing certain tasks well. So you get
What would a task be? Like sucking someone off? Can that be a task?
Well, it's gonna be interesting. No, that's you're gonna get Girl Scout patches.
Okay.
Like a sash. You're gonna have a sash.
Yeah.
And whoever completes the most tasks. We're gonna give money to charity. I'm paying for all this.
This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, the money's going to charity. So that as people win,
what kind of charity? You take the homeless people into the woods?
No, whatever they want. Like it'll be the person's charity.
Oh, nice.
So they'll pick the charity. But yeah, like starting a fire. Jim Norton starting a fire
is hilarious.
Is going to be hilarious.
Yeah, that's going to be
because we're going to teach him how to do it, and then he's going to have to do it at some point.
He's not going to be able to do it.
And he's not. But if he does it,
it'll be amazing.
If Jim Norton comes back,
who's really good? Who's a comic where you go, this person's going to ace it all?
Well, Rogan, of course.
Right.
Rogan would be great.
Maybe not.
Well, like when I went out with Ari and Joe, they didn't know how to hang a bear bag.
Right.
When you take a shit, you have to go 150 feet away from the camp or water, and you have to dig a hole, and you have to shit outside, and then cover.
Why 150 feet?
Because you can't. It's just the rules. Like where we make a camp, like primitive campsites that we find, you can't shit near the campsite or water. It's just a certain amount because if that gets into the water. Well, you don't want shit near the campsite. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just that's the.
Well, that I get. That I understand.
Yeah, shitting outside is one of the greatest shits you'll ever take.
Right.
Once you get over the fact that you're shitting outside. You lean up against a tree, you dig a hole in the ground, you shit in the hole, you will shit rope. It's amazing. It's the way we shit for hundreds of years, thousands of years. When did we stop doing that? Like 200 years ago? It's not that far. People were shitting in outhouses 100 years ago.
Right.
Up in the woods, up in New Hampshire. But a lot of these.
And a bear bag is.
A bear bag, you have to take all your food and hang it in a tree because you'll attract animals.
Like a bear.
A bear. You don't want a bear coming into camp and you have a fucking granola bar. Like if you did it, we'd have to pat you down at night before you went in your tent.
Have you ever seen a bear?
Yes.
Where?
In New Hampshire.
What's it like?
It's incredible, man. They're fucking, they're just as, they look adorable and cute, but they'll murder you.
So what do you do if you're in the woods?
Yeah. Yeah, look at that, man. Look at that. That's like,
if you're in the woods.
Yes, I'm in the woods.
Now, and you're all in the tents.
Yeah.
A bear comes into camp.
Yeah.
What is the protocol?
Well, we're gonna have bear spray. We're
Which
not.
you spray the trees and stuff?
No, you spray the face. It's mace for bears,
Oh, okay.
but people don't know that it's actually less potent than regular mace.
Interesting.
Human mace is worse than bear spray.
Okay.
But it's terrible. It really hurts. But yeah, we'll have that. The guide is going to take us up and then leave, and I will be the person, which is a little scary. I get.
It's terrifying.
Why?
Well, because you want a guide.
Well, I'm your guide.
Well, okay.
I mean, but if a bear comes, well, look, there is danger to it, but that's the thing, Tim.
I'm not saying let's avoid the danger. I'm saying the bear comes in. What do? You spray it in the face?
Well, yeah, you bear, it depends. It's going to be, I hope if it's in Toronto, I believe it's black bears. I don't think there's any brown bears. Brown bears are
Grizzlies.
Brown bears are a problem.
Right.
They're a problem. You don't want that. So we're going to do it where there's,
What if there's a brown bear?
A brown bear, it's a problem. You don't want that.
What if a brown bear eats Beth Stelling? Is it still a fun show?
Well, I mean, it's a popular show.
It's a very popular show.
But will be black bears. Black bears can be dangerous too, but they don't really want nothing to do with you.
Right.
They kind of, when you're there, a black bear you can kind of scare away. Hopefully, they're dangerous.
What other dangerous things are in the woods?
There's rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
Timber rattlesnakes. There's mountain lions. There's fisher cats. There's a lot of shit, man. I mean,
are you gonna have any anti-venom with you?
No.
Well, I mean, you probably should, right?
I mean,
anti-venom is probably a smart thing to have if somebody gets bit by a snake.
we're gonna do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, but you can still get bit by a snake.
You can, but
then you just die.
No, you don't die.
If you get bit by a rattlesnake, you don't die.
Well, I mean, you could.
Right.
I'm not saying you can't. You don't want to get bit by a rattlesnake, but
Right.
we're not going to, it's not like we're going to be, it's not like we're going to make camp and we're going to do things at camp and then we're going to go out together. So we're going to be careful. I mean,
Okay,
that's one of the things. I mean, you're going to have to, like when me and Ari and Joe went up, there's timber rattlesnakes up in the, up in the mountains where we went. And there's hundreds of them. So when we were hiking, we had to be very careful of where we were stepping.
And you would hear them?
You hear them sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's this. So if there's three people, it's sometimes the second person is the person who gets bit.
Wow.
So we had to be careful. They're up. There's 100 of them, thousands of them up where we went, up in the Catskills, which you don't think, but up in the Catskills, there's thousands of rattlesnakes and they're big and you got to be careful. There's bears. We had a pack of coyotes come in the middle of the night. 1:30 in the morning, a pack of coyotes came in.
Well, they're little. They're in LA. They walk around the streets. They're like little dogs.
They'll kill you.
No.
A pack?
A pack will. What did you do when they came in?
We did nothing. We were just frightened in our tents. It was the most terrifying thing in the world.
Are you texting each other?
No, there's no phone.
Do you say anything from one tent to the
Yeah,
other
Joe
tent?
List, after they stopped screaming, Joe List went, "What do we do about that?" And
That's funny.
I said, "I don't know." So
Yeah, see, this is going to be very interesting. And I think someone will die, but that's okay.
no one's going to die.
Oh, someone will die.
No one's going to die. Why is somebody going to die?
Because it seems like a lot of things that could kill someone.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that kill somebody, but I mean, people live.
I think you should lean into someone dying. You want the show to be a show. It should be where one person gets sacrificed.
Somebody should die. Who do you think would die out of that mix?
Who's the mix again?
Bill,
Not Russell Peters.
Beth or Norton or me.
It'd be funnier if it was you, only because it would be like it's someone else's show then. And then that person might
Would
die.
you take it over if I die?
No. Well, it would depend. I would feel, I don't know.
You could do it on the beach. You could do like a campfire on the beach at night and like
Here's my
Karate
version.
Kid.
Here's my version of the show.
Yeah.
Here's my version.
All right, let me hear
Take
your version.
5 comedians. We all go to the shore,
Yeah, sure.
the ocean.
Yeah.
We swim out with the great whites.
Yeah.
Fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
come back in.
Yeah.
We get fucking fish sandwiches. We get fucking Mr. Softy,
Yeah, we let
Carvel. We fucking relax.
we do
a bonfire on the beach.
Do a bonfire on the beach.
Yeah.
Maybe play a little football.
Yeah.
Night football.
Yeah, have a little fun. We don't need to go into the woods like nuts. What kind of Capitol riot show is this?
Will you come with me this summer?
I will do it. No, I got jealous when you went with Ari and Joe. I would love to go and experience this.
Can you hike?
Of course I can.
All right, relax. I'm just asking.
Hike.
I'm just saying, when was the last time you went hiking?
Well, I mean, in Los Angeles, there's hikes. I've gone hiking.
The Runyon Canyon isn't a fucking hike.
Well, no, there's other hikes besides that.
What?
There's places I've hiked out here, Agora Hills and shit. But
Like,
I mean, it's,
like a 2-hour hike?
it's 2. I don't know if it's 2 hours. I mean, that seems a little nuts. 2 hours, but it's enough.
Yeah.
I can hike.
All right, so this summer, you'll be in New York. Me and you will go on an overnight.
Yeah.
And we'll go up. I got a perfect place we'll go. We'll hike up. We'll make camp. We'll have dinner.
You know where we could go? Go to the Mohawk Mountain House.
What's that?
You ever be there? It's a big wilderness lodge.
No, we're not.
5-star chefs.
Why? Oh, no.
They give you picnic baskets. You can go out and eat.
No, we're gonna sleep. I got a hammock. You can sleep in my hammock.
Okay, that sounds fun.
And we'll do a night out in the woods. We'll hike. We'll light a fire. We'll get firewood.
Okay, great.
I know
Sounds
there's
good.
a lake. We can jump in the lake.
Because as Jeffrey Dahmer said, when the sun goes down, it's a whole different world. Bobby, tell people where to buy your special. That's the funniest hour of comedy I've seen in a very long time.
It's at lewisck.com and it's only $10. And go buy it. Even if you don't like me, go buy it.
Go buy
And
it.
support comedy. I don't even care if you watch it.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch. Buy it and not watch it.
No, it is one of the best hours. I've said that before on the show that I've seen. It's amazing.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Go buy it. I'm going to buy it. I haven't yet, but I'm going
hungry.
to buy it.
You're gonna buy it?
I'm going to buy it.
You know what? I buy other comic specials. And I don't know why we all don't buy each other.
haven't done that yet, but I will do it.
You'll buy. I want to see the receipt.
I will absolutely send it to you.
I want you to tweet it.
Well, I'm going to show it to you in the woods. I don't have a phone.
Dude, I want to do that with you. Please.
We're going to do it.
All right, great, fine.
Bobby Kelly, the special is called Killbox, LouisCK.net?
LouisCK.com.
.com.
Or
That's what I thought.
Killbox.com. I'm hungry as shit.
I'm hungry too.
Can we eat?
We can do something.
We'll do something. I mean, I'm going to eat a little bit, but I'm hungry.
That's fine.
Okay.
Killbox.com, LouisCK.com, the one, the only Robert Kelly, one of the first people to put me on a podcast.
Dude, we were talking about that on Bert's show today.
Yeah.
Because I told him I love putting new guys on. And I remember when I saw you,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing when I saw Dan Soda.
Yeah.
I had Dan Soda the first time on. I was like, this guy is the shit. And when I saw you, I was like, this guy, you just got it.
Well, I appreciate you. Were one of the first people to throw me on something.
You're the greatest right out of the gate. I remember we did that. Remember Opie and Anthony took a day off. Opie took a day off and I replaced him and I had you in and you dressed, I painted your face like a clown.
And then I looked like John Wayne Gacy. And then Colin Hay came on and sang Down Under.
Remember
it
that?
was like amazing.
Remember I offended him because I said a joke about his dead friend?
Yes.
And he got mad?
It was weird, but then he had to play the song.
And then
He's like, in a tight ensemble. He had to pretend everything was okay.
It was bad. It was fun, but bad. That was great. Yeah.
It was fun, but bad.
Yeah.
That's my life. Fun, but bad. Bobby Kelly, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on, man.
I appreciate it, brother. Of course. Thank you.